Kick is away. Touchback. Cougars take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Snap is away. Herrick with the keeper. Fights for a yard. Big 2. Brings up 2nd down.
For that technical difficulty, start the game as Washington won the toss, deferred to the second half. Cougars have 2nd down now. And Roper picks up a couple on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and we'll call it 6. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. I'm J.D. Fritz, your host. Joining me is Drew Pitzer. Again, Drew, hey, thanks for being with me.
It's a pleasure, man. It's crazy. Where did the season go, JD? I can't believe we're in the last week of the regular season.
Yeah, we're in week 8. Got this EPAC matchup between the Jefferson Cougars and the Washington Patriots. A lot to be decided here with this game tonight as both teams come in 6-3. Herrick rolls out as to throw it up. Picked off.
He dropped it.
Nearly picked off, but dropped there by number 5, Terry Ray. So great defensive start for the Patriots.
And that was one of my keys to the game, JD. I was looking at Washington and kind of how they struggled with the run game last week against Musselman, how they were going to come out and play defense against this high prolific scoring offense from Jefferson. And they came out and got a quick 3-and-out. Great first possession here for the Washington Patriots.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be Takeem Drake on to punt for the Cougars, back deep for the Patriots. It's number 5, Terry Ray. We didn't get a chance to really do our pregame today as normal, as short punt. It'll be down there inside the 35, around the 34-yard line, and Washington will take over there with their first possession of the game. Like I said, we didn't get a chance to do our pregame like we normally do, but we can just take a moment real quick to kind of recap a little bit from last week. You know, the Patriots, they had a really tough game against Musselman. They came out with that 28-21 win, but definitely they were tested last week, Drew, for sure.
Yeah, they were put to the test mentally and physically. I think it was kind of an aspect of overlooking that team and knowing who they had to play this week. So that's why it was a really tough, physical, gritty win from Washington.
As Alan Casey picks up a couple there on the play. So to bring up 2nd and about 8. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Patriots. Thompson back to pass. He's going to be under pressure, and he's sacked there. Looked like Takeem Drake.
As we see, is streaking. Isaiah Beard running right down the street, and just clearly missed him. And that's something we've seen, JD, over the last about 2 to 3 weeks. The impact from Beard has really been limited. And it's kind of weird to see.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all. I'm going to bring up a big 3rd down now and about 11 for the Patriots. See if the Cougars defense can get off the field here. 2 receivers here to the near side. Thompson back to throw. He's looking at the far side. He's going to have to roll out. Throws it up. Looking for Beard deep. He's double covered. Nearly intercepted there by Tony Allen. The ball falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a really tough play. I know you want to get Beard involved, and we were just speaking on how he was just streaking right down the middle, wide open. But sometimes you can't force that into double coverage right there, JD.
No, you can't. And when you've got Allen back there, and it looks like the other defender was possibly Tayshawn Roper. So 4th and 11. Safa Mensa punt the ball for the Patriots.
Look like a false start right there, yep.
Flag does come out, and that's going to back up Washington about another 5 yards.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of moved the football there. I think that was a center infraction.
And a couple of keys to the game that, we had is, the penalties from last week. I had that written down, and there was a lot of penalties last week, and that's something that Washington is going to have to really clean up this week if they want to have any chance tonight here against the Cougars. Nice high punt there by Safa Mensa, and it's going to be down there by the Patriots around the 34, so they'll take over for their second series on offense. Jefferson, they traveled to Clarksburg last week. Got a pretty dominant win, 47-21. They put up a lot of yards on offense. I think it was around 450 yards of total offense. So these guys have really been known to light it up with these receivers. Herrick's really done a great job. He's led the state probably in touchdown passes over the last 3 or 4 weeks, Drew.
Yeah, I mean, we had that 1 month stretch where he had 20 touchdowns in 4 games, JD. To have a 5 touchdown a game clip is incredible.
And there goes Tayshawn Roper. A nice burst to the outside. Pushed out of bounds there around the 50, but a first down for the Cougars.
And we'll see how Jefferson is going to attack that, JD. We saw how Washington truly struggled against the run game last week, and with probably one of the best backs in the state in Tayshawn Roper, we're going to probably see his workload increase a lot more tonight.
Yeah, Tayshawn was my player to watch tonight. I think coming in a lot of good vibes tonight as Roper takes another one. He bounces it to the outside and picks up another first down near the 35. I think they're going to mark him out around the 36. But getting back to Tayshawn again, he hasn't had 100-yard rushing for quite some time. And, he's coming in with senior night, a lot of hype tonight. So I feel like Roper could have a very big night tonight.
Yeah, he's finally fully 100%. In the first 5-6 weeks of the season, he was clearly banged up. And to see him just come and be physically imposing is nice to see.
Well, read option there by Herrick. Picks up a nice gain inside the 15. That'll be another first down for the Cougars. So 3 consecutive first downs for Jefferson, and they are in business right now in the red zone.
Yeah, if I'm Jefferson, I'm going to run the football all night. I mean, Washington gave up almost 200 rushing yards last week against Musselman, and that's clearly not the same level of physicality and offensive game that these Cougars have, JD.
So Cougars with 3 receivers to the far side. Roper takes the handoff straight up the middle. He's got some room, cuts it back inside, fighting his way towards the end zone. Let's see if he's in, and he is for the Cougar touchdown. So 3 big carries for Tayshawn Roper and already into the end zone with 8:08 still left in this first quarter.
Yeah, like I said, that's the recipe for success tonight for these Cougars. They have to run the football. Obviously, they like to air it out, and Herrick is more than capable. But when they run the football like this makes them one of the most dangerous teams in the state.
Absolutely, and you can just see, Tayshawn, he's kind of been banged up a little bit throughout the year, but he's looked great so far in the 3 carries that he's had. I think he's really ready to go tonight.
Yeah, like I said, he's definitely fully 100% now. Jefferson's poised for a deep postseason run.
Snap to hold is up. The kick is up, and good. So 8:08 left here in the first quarter. The Cougars jump on top first, 7-0 over the Washington Patriots. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. And we're back here at Cougar Stadium where Cougars take the early 7-0 lead over the Washington Patriots. Jonathan Panaris set to kick off for the Cougars, and back deep for the Patriots is number 13, Isaiah Beard, and number 1, Javon Jones. Little pooch kick high and over in. It's going to die there. Jamari Jenkins had a chance at it. Let's see if they did get it, and it looks like the Cougars have recovered. So very mental mistake there on the Patriots' part. Great kick there by Panaris. It just kind of laid up there, fell short, took a roll back towards the Cougars, and they were able to fall on it.
Yeah, it's like the Patriots kind of fielded that like a, I don't know, it kind of looked like a punt. And I don't know what happened there. They had 3 Patriots in the vicinity. They just let the ball hit the ground, and Jamari Jenkins came up there, storm, and almost picked the ball up and allowed his team to get it. First down, Jefferson. We'll
see if they can get going here quick on this possession, too. 3 receivers to the far side. Slant. It's wide open.
That's handed grab.
Tony Allen. Wow, that happened so quick. I almost didn't see it. The play was well covered, but wow, great ball by Dylan Herrick and a nice one-handed snag by Tony Allen, and the Cougars go up 2 scores already, Drew.
See, that was a college throw right there, JD. He put that right there where his receiver was going to be, not where he was. He led him perfectly, allowed him to put it right here in that one hand, and, man, just took that in. Great score. Jefferson up 13-0, quick.
Yeah, I don't know how Allen even saw that ball. He just stuck his arm out there and just snagged it and took it the rest into the end zone.
Yeah, the official's going to have to check his hands for sticking or something because that ball just was like a magnet to his hand.
The hold, the kick is up, and it is good. 8:01 left to go in this first quarter, and the Cougars go up 14-0. Nearly only took 7 seconds off the clock on that play.
Yeah, they've had a lot of quick scores this year, but, man, I'll tell you, that might have been the quickest one of the season.
It was. We saw a couple quick scores against Musselman a couple weeks ago, 1 or 2 plays, but none quicker than that one. So Washington already playing from behind, which we kind of expected the Cougars coming out firing all cylinders. Tonight's being senior night. We got a special Hall of Fame induction, first time here at Jefferson High School. So a lot of special things going on tonight. Drew, you got a couple scores for us?
Yeah, for sure. And the out-of-town scores, Martinsburg is currently down in the first quarter 7-0. Huntington is tied with Lindsay 0-0. Of course, Jefferson's up 14-0 in this game. And Hedgesville and Spring Mills are tied in the first quarter 0-0.
So we'll keep an eye on that Martinsburg score. Another little pooch kick. Be flagged. And I saw that there was an offsides. They were offsides even more the last kickoff, but they didn't call it.
He's got a little excited right there. Jamari was trying to go get another one.
We have another update here with the Martinsburg score. Martinsburg down 14-0 now over Hurricane.
Yeah, that's definitely a surprising thing to see, but Hurricanes has a really good defense this year too, and there's a reason why they're ranked top 5 in the state. Not an easy matchup for the Bulldogs.
So as we receive updates, we will continue to let everyone know as the Cougars are backed up 5 more yards as Panaris will kick it. Another little pooch kick there. He fumbled again.
No, I think Washington is recovering that. Yep. Oh,
yeah.
No, is that Jefferson's football?
If Jefferson has it again, now there's a flag coming out as Phillip Shields couldn't handle the pooch kick there by Paneros, and now we got a little extracurricular activity going on.
We're still waiting for the officials to make a call. It looks like Washington's maintaining possession right here, though.
Well, if Washington has the ball back, they got very lucky there. A personal foul against the Cougars. Well, it's offsetting.
Offsetting, yep. So that will just cancel out, and it looks like they're going to take the ball at the 29-yard line, JD.
So this will be the second offensive series now for the Patriots. Two receivers to each side. Beard and Jones, and on this side we have Shields and I believe Terry Ray, number 5. Ray goes in motion behind Thompson. The handoff goes to A.J. Lopez, who had a great game last week there against the Applemen. Nothing doing there as he might have picked up a yard on the play. Another flag drew on the field.
Yeah, Washington's getting a little holdy. And this Jefferson team is coming out very ferocious tonight. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. They know how important this game is.
Yeah, they don't want to let this game get too out of control. It's definitely, this game has done has been a rivalry game building every year. A lot of trash talking goes on social media throughout this week leading up to this cross-county matchup.
Personal foul on the Patriots. Face mask.
Yeah, that was a face mask call. You typically don't see that much on the offensive side of the ball. But this Washington team has just been plagued by penalties these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's what one of my keys to the game, Drew, is penalties. If this is how it's going to be for Washington tonight, they're already playing behind, by 2 scores, so they're not going to be able to move the ball backwards. They want to move forward, and getting personal foul penalties is not the way you're going to do it.
And both these teams have very similar styles. Washington could score fast and quick as well, so Jefferson still has to stay on their toes, even in this 1st and 25.
And Jones with a hand. Oh, no, that's Lopez. Finds a little room out near the 30.
Original first line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he picked up a lot of that penalty yardage and a little more. So that'll bring up 2nd down and about 10 for the Patriots as they mark him right at the 30-yard line.
And Washington just has to stay within themselves. Obviously, being down 14-0, it's an uphill climb. But they competed. They found themselves down by multiple scores before and have came out victorious. So they're used to being in this position, JD.
They definitely are. 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. A little snap miscommunication there as Michael Thompson had to pick it off the ground. He does make a couple nice moves to get out of the grasp of a couple Cougars, but now he's being pushed back and thrown down.
Yep,
and Tony Allen, believe that was Allen.
Yeah, that was after the whistle. You can't do that, JD.
Yeah, he was they pushed him back almost 15 yards, Drew, and I think the Cougars are really trying to make a statement, and you don't want to do it that way, but they are really trying to make a statement over there for the Washington Patriots.
Yeah, these cross-county rivals, they really don't like each other.
No.
You can see, and they're trying to make a statement. Washington's now starting to pick up their physicality and stuff, but, man, just stay between the lines. You do that. Jefferson probably has the more talented team, more explosive team. You can't allow Washington to stay in the game by committing penalties on yourself as well. Yeah,
and they're not going to allow Washington to come in here and start doing all their trash talk. And I think that was a perfect example. And I know Coach Hunter would like to, like you said, between the lines on the field. But I think being up 14, he'll take that one and say, that's it. That's all you guys get. Yeah, now let's play football.
Yeah, for sure. And Coach Hunter's done a great job because this team early in the season really struggled, with penalties and turnovers, and they've really cleaned that up over the last month of the season.
With 3 receivers to the far side, A.J. Lopez still in the backfield. Thompson under a lot of pressure, and he's going to be sacked there on the play. That's Jalen Allen.
And they ran everybody deep right there. There was nobody underneath. They had Lopez in the backfield they maybe could have pitched out to. But you got to have somebody like a release valve for Thompson to help move the ball.
Yeah, when you've got to leave Lopez, who was the running back on that play, in to block, that doesn't leave you that extra, outlet, so that Michael Thompson could look for in a case of a situation where he's under a lot of pressure. So he had nowhere to go for. Great downfield coverage by the Cougars secondary. Ultimately ended up in a sack. So now it's about 2nd and 8 for the Patriots. Going to hand it to Lopez. Lopez might have picked up 2. Nice hit there by Leland Benner.
Benner's really came along, too, these last couple of weeks. Defensively, I mean, last week he probably had about 6 or 7 tackles, a couple tackles for loss. He's really helping anchor that defense. And this Jefferson team's not bringing a lot of pressure. They got 6 in the box. They're only rushing 3. Washington's offensive line's really got to step up and take this challenge.
Yeah, they're basically telling, you're not going to run against us, but you're also not going to throw. We're going to sit back in our base defense.
Yep.
We don't even need to blitz or do anything special, and we can still beat you. And so that makes another big statement. As we see, Andy Roberts is playing tonight. He sprained his ankle pretty bad last week, but he didn't want to sit out this game as
Beard just drops it, unfortunately.
Thompson looking for Beard out near the sideline, in and out of the hands. So they'll bring up 4th for the Patriots, and they're going to have to punt it again.
Yeah, little to no choice right here. You got to trust your defense, but man, they got to play with some grit, and their rushing defense has not been very good the last few weeks. Somebody's got to step up, make some tackles, play some good defense, and get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to go down 3 scores to the Cougars. Just under 5 minutes here to go. Pretty nice crowd here for senior night as we're getting in later into our fall season. It's starting to get a little chillier, but that didn't matter to all the Jefferson fans. Washington has a nice amount of fans on their side as Mar Wallace and Roper just kind of let the ball drop. I don't know why. It just fell right between them. I don't know if there's some confusion of who was going to try to field that punt, but it ended up neither one of them did, and the ball is going to be downed inside the 10 around the 8-yard line. So they're going to start kind of deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and that's Washington has probably the best punter in the area, and he just really completely flipped field position. Now this Washington defense really has to get a stop. I hate to say it's critical that they get a stop here, but being down 14-0, they need to get off the field quick.
Another quick update on the Martinsburg and Hurricane. They love to put the points on the board as they got a field goal and now are leading the Bulldogs 17-0 still in the first quarter. So continue to keep you guys updated throughout the night on that game as well as several others going on across the state. Roper takes the handoff straight up the middle, spins out of it, but good defense there by the Patriots. He only picked up maybe 3 on the play.
Yeah, Washington, it kind of puts them in a bind because Jefferson can throw the ball around so efficiently, and it's hard to just play man against them and having to keep 8 in the box just really puts them in a tough spot right here, JD.
The Cougars looking for the play from Coach Hunter. They bring up 2nd and 8 from the 11. Herrick back to throw. He's going to swing it out here to the flat to Wallace. Wallace turns it upfield, pushed out of bounds.
So you got the first down
there by that's by Jones. He's going to be right there at the marker.
And they're moving him. They're moving the chains.
They're going to go ahead and give it to him. So first down for the Cougars. So Herrick with a couple nice throws to start this game. He's really gotten better as the season's going on. Drew, as we've talked about several times, really putting the ball. His accuracy is what I've noticed has been there a lot more as Roper will take the handoff again. Another good defensive stand there by the Patriots as they kind of bottle up Roper for maybe a yard.
Yeah, like I said, from week 1 to now week 10, I'd have to say Dylan Herrick is the most improved player, at least in the area. He started off the season really sloppy, had some chemistry issues with his receivers, and man, over the last 6 weeks, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the state.
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree with that. The amount of touchdowns that he's been throwing, and they played away at Clarksburg, and I know he had at least 1, maybe 2. Could have had 3 or 4. I don't know what his stats were for that game.
He has to be around about 30 touchdowns this year, though.
Herrick back to throw again. He's got the slant. Tony Allen, can he make the catch? No. Good coverage, though, by number 7, Kenyon Brooks.
Yeah, that was good coverage, but that was a great ball, and he had his hands on it. Unfortunately, the ground kind of knocked it loose. Big third down here for this Washington defense. whole field's open, though. This is what makes Jefferson scary, is because they have a lot of, not necessarily trickery, but they have so many options on the offensive side of the ball. What is Washington going to throw out here right now?
Yeah, this would be huge for Washington to get off the field here. Be a good stop, a little confidence booster for their defense. Herrick's back to throw again. He's looking for a man. He's got plenty of time. He's going to have to run now. Herrick's wrapped up, though. Asafa-Mensah, and he takes a slam to the ground.
That's a wrestler. That's a wrestler right there.
I don't see a flag coming out, which I'm really surprised as Asafa-Mensah just picked Dillon up and slammed him to the ground.
And Herrick just got back up, because I know if that was me, JD, I'd probably still be out there waiting for a stretcher.
That was a pretty tough tackle there by Asafa-Mensah. So that's what the Patriots needed, though, a good stop, 3 and out for the Cougars. And now the Cougars will be forced to punt deep in their own territory as Takeem Drake is standing about a yard inside his own goal line.
You need.
I'm not sure what's going on here as the play clock is still running down. Cougars have some miscommunication with their personnel, and they're going to have to burn a timeout here. So while we got a timeout on the field, we're going to take a timeout up here in the booth and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
And we're back here after the timeout. Cougars had to make sure they had the right personnel on for this punt. So it's 4th and about 16. Back to receive the punt, number 5, Terry Ray, for the Patriots. They should get pretty good field position. Kind of a side punt. It's going to go out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Let's see if that's where they marked it. Yep. So good field position for the Patriots to start. If they're going to put points on the board, it's going to be right here, Drew. They got the ball already in Cougars territory, so they got to make this one count.
Yeah, and Jefferson, like I said, they have yet to bring pressure. They brought the blitz on the first play of the game and haven't since, just been trusting their man coverage. Washington's got to learn to abuse that. Keep rushing the football and make sure your line steps up and holds their blocks.
So Washington's will come out, 3 receivers to the near side here. Number 13, Isaiah Beard, out wide.
Looks like his helmet's over the football.
Alan Casey in the backfield with Michael Thompson. 1st and 10 from the 45. Handoff goes to Casey. Kind of off tackle. He spins his way. Not a bad gain there for Alan Casey as he picks up 7 yards on 1st down.
There's definitely, you can see almost after every play, JD. These guys are talking and oh man.
Well, from what I've seen up here, the officials could have already thrown a couple extra flags. So they're kind of letting them play a little bit. As long as there's not punches thrown, they're letting them play a little bit. Aside from the obvious one down here with Allen, they're letting them play some physical football, and I like to see that.
Yeah, I love to see it. Flap the jacks, man, talk crazy, get out here in between the lines, but afterwards, let the play die. And I think both these teams have calmed down. It's becoming a really good game.
Little read option. Might have made the wrong decision as Thompson gets thrown to the ground again by Jalen Allen, having himself a night. That's his 2nd sack of the game.
Yeah, on that read right there, he should have saw that the end was still contained and just handed that off. I think he thought he was going to collapse a little bit right there, but didn't happen. Now this puts Washington in a very precarious situation.
As well as Allen's been running the football, you almost would rather him hand that ball off 9 times out of 10 and let Allen go to work there.
Yeah, and you're already down, Braylon Holmes, so not having another quarterback in there, if something happens to Michael, it really puts this Washington Patriots team in big trouble.
So 3rd and 7 now for the Patriots from the 42-yard line. Thompson will swing it out to the flat. Beard makes the catch, trying to bounce it to the outside. Good open field tackle there as Beard only picks up maybe 2 or 3 on the play. So it's 4th down. It's more than likely going to be 4-down territory for the Patriots as they mark him right around the 39-yard line. So bring up 4th and 4. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play here at Cougar Stadium, where the Jefferson Cougars have a 14-0 lead over the Washington Patriots. We're going to take a commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscape.
And we're back here ready to start this second quarter. The Patriots have the ball on the Cougars' 39-yard line.
4th and 4 right here. Big play.
Big 4th down. Casey straight up the middle. He's got the first down. Runs through a man. Down inside the 30. They're going to mark him down around the 22-yard line. 27-yard line. Great strong run by Alan Casey.
And that's what Washington's going to have to do. Obviously, this Jefferson secondary can match up really well with their receiving core. I think their best bet is to keep running the football and see what happens from there.
That's what they needed. Another first down. Move the chains. Start building a little confidence on offense because so far they really haven't had much success. Casey will take the handoff again. He's wrapped up there. He's going to lose maybe 3 yards. And that's Jonas Weiser on the tackle.
Yeah, you see he's hyped up right there.
Yeah, all these Cougars players are hyped up. Offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, they're getting after it, man. And that's Washington's got to match that intensity to stand a chance.
And about 2nd and 14 for the Patriots. There are 2 receivers to each side. Casey in the backfield with Thompson. The handoff goes to Casey. Straight up the middle. He's got room to run. Looks like he's got enough for the first down. So another good run by Alan Casey.
Yeah, and now this Washington offensive line is really starting to get downhill. There's about 3 pancakes right there. That's how they're going to have to play if they want to win.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of that from Casey in the second half of last week's game as he pretty much put the Patriots on his back and rushed for about 75 yards and a score. So starting to see him getting going is good, a good sign for the Patriots.
Yeah, he's going to be huge for them, and Jefferson now has got to make some adjustments. They might not be able to just man up in the secondary. You might have to put an extra player in the box.
Ball inside the 20. Casey in motion. Thompson back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. Can't find anybody. He's going to have to run. He's going to be tackled there by number 8, Trayvon Ledbetter. Going to mark him around the 14-yard line. So bring up 2nd and 7 for the Patriots. Well, it's key that they get some kind of points. They've got a decent field goal kicker, so even if they don't get into the end zone, walk away with something, 3 points, that's a win for the Patriots. They have to get on the board here.
Yeah, Coach Terry Ray probably isn't hearing any of that, though. I mean, knowing his kind of personality, I think in this situation, being down 2 scores, he's going to go try to put 7 on the board.
Thompson will hand the ball to Casey. Casey's looking for something up the middle. Not a lot there. Maybe another yard or 2.
Yeah, generous spot. They gave him about a 2.5-yard gain right there. So it's about 3rd and 5.
So another big 3rd down here for the Patriots.
Oh, now they pushed it back a little bit. Now it's about 3rd and 6.
So 3 receivers now to the far side. The single receiver here is Shields. A.J. Lopez in the backfield now, along with Michael Thompson. Thompson back to throw, looking for a receiver. Can't find anybody. He's going to have to take off and run again. Thompson getting banged around. He's down near the 5. They're going to mark him around the 6-yard line. So close to a first down. But if you're Michael Thompson, you got to know where the sticks are. You really got to try to dive out for that. I mean, every yard or even half yard is crucial here. So they're going to mark them short, it looks like.
And then they threw a flag for a hold there again, which like you said, penalties is a killer. It makes it about 3rd and 11 now.
So what could have been a 4th and short is going to be a 3rd and long, as the Patriots are going to back up to around the 27-yard line, or I'm sorry, the 23-yard line.
And now this is where, that field goal comes into the question. You obviously can't lose any more yardage right here to stay within your kicker's range, but you also got to at least probably get about 10 yards of that back to feel real comfortable.
So Lopez in the backfield with Thompson. 2 receivers to each side. The handoff goes to Alan Case, or A.J. Lopez, powering his way up the middle as he gets a decent gain there on 3rd, but going to be well short of the first down. So maybe Coach Ray was already playing for 4th down by just running the football, picking up 7 or 8 yards, and now it's going to be about 4th and 9 from the Cougars' 16-yard line.
They're going to kick it. That's the smart decision right here.
Wanted to get a little bit of extra room for his kicker, Osafa Mensah. So with his legs, shouldn't really be a problem, just as long as they get the snap and the hold down.
And they had a messed up, a couple bad snaps. So this is no guarantee, but he definitely has the leg to knock this through.
But the Cougars look like they are going to bring some pressure. The kick is up, and the distance is there, but he misses it wide left as he hooks it just a little too much. So I thought for a moment the Cougars might have jumped off sides, but no flag. And Jefferson will take over possession from their own, 16-yard line.
Well, they'll push
they're marking it on the 20, from the 20 from where the ball was kicked.
Yeah, that's it's unfortunate. Obviously we want to come away with something right there. But Washington still has to play some defense right here. You still had the field position battle won. You need to go out there, get a stop, and try to put some points on the board this next possession.
If Jefferson can get another score here in before halftime, 7:12 left to go in your second quarter, Cougars still hold a 14-0 lead over the Patriots after scoring 2 quick ones there earlier in the first quarters. Roper takes the handoff, bounces it outside. He's got some room here. Tripped up there. Great open field tackle there by number 9, Kyle Athey for the Patriots. So if he wouldn't have made that tackle, Roper might have been down the sideline for a lot more. So, Drew, let's give me an update on the out-of-town scoreboard. What do you got for us?
Yeah, currently Martinsburg finally scored now at 17-7. Hurricanes still leading that game. Musselman and Parkersburg. Parkersburg's up 7-0. That's in the second quarter. Spring Mills and Hedgesville are tied 0-0 still.
Roper with another good run up the middle, bounces it outside near another first down. They're going to give him a gain of around 9. So to bring up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the rest of the out-of-town scores.
So Martinsburg closed the gap a little bit, 17-7. We'll continue to keep you guys updated throughout the night with all the scores across the state. One to keep an eye on. I know everyone's going to be watching that Martinsburg and Hurricanes score. The Cougars have 2nd and 1. Herrick back to throw. He's looking for his man Rockwell. He's got him in the middle of the field. Great catch by Rockwell down inside the 35 to around the 33-yard line. So that'll move the chains again for the Cougars.
Yeah, Jackson Rockwell really coming along, too, as well as the season has progressed. And you really can't cover him one-on-one, especially with a smaller corner. And you can't put a linebacker on him because he's much faster. So it's a really difficult matchup nightmare for this Patriots defense.
Yeah, and once again, Dylan Herrick putting the ball right on the money for his receivers. Herrick back to throw again. He's looking out here in the flat. Ball was intended for Rockwell. Ball's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now for the Cougars. You know, and the Cougars, when they start getting that good mix of run between Roper and the passing game going, you know, they almost feel like they can do just about anything they want to do.
Yeah, when Jefferson's at their best, they literally can compete with anybody in the state. But they sometimes go through some of these offensive laws. But I think they still should just run the football with Roper. He's proven he cannot be stopped tonight. And now look, Washington bringing more in the box.
Slant, and there's going to be a holding on Rockwell. They dared a couple late flags, but they did call it. They went back to that same play that Tony Allen scored on, but this time to the opposite side to Rockwell. But clearly Rockwell was held because he definitely had a step on the defensive back there.
Yeah, and I don't quite understand why they were pressing him right there. They should have probably set about 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage because he's fast, but he's not the speedster like Allen or Wallace. You know, playing that press coverage, hey, props to Coach Hunter for being able to identify that, throw him this little pop pass, and Herrick put it right there. If it wasn't a hold, that would have been another 6.
So Rockwell will come off the field. Looks like he might, I don't know if he has an equipment problem with his helmet or something, and taking his place is number 8, Trayvon Ledbetter. We also have Tykeem Drake, number 5 here in the game as well. The Cougars will come out with a 3-receiver set here to the near side. Is Allen, Ledbetter, and Drake with Roper in the backfield. The handoff goes to Roper straight up the middle. He's going to bounce it outside again. Roper's finding more room. You can just see that burst that Roper has that he did not have 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he just is really showing himself tonight. Roper's having a great game for the Cougars.
Oh, yeah, he's been leading them every step of the way, and that's why they're knocking on the doorstep again. This is a huge, huge possession for both sides of the ball. Washington needs a stop, and Jefferson really much like a score.
Well, Roper picks up enough for another Cougars first down, and they can still get a first down right around the 2-yard line. So not a first and goal situation yet. Cougars same set, 3 receivers to the near side here. As Herrick's back to throw, he's looking towards his own sideline. He's got a roll out. He's got a receiver in the back of the end zone. That's Mar Wallace making the catch for the Cougars touchdown.
Yeah, great job there by Herrick being able to make some extra space, allow his receivers to get open, and great play there.
Yeah, because Herrick opened up looking left, looking towards the near side here. Couldn't find a receiver, rolled back, thought he was going to scramble and take it himself for a minute, but was able to have the presence of mind to find Wallace in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. So you can kind of just see not only with Herrick's his arm accuracy, but his presence of mind, to just create off the fly and find a receiver open for the touchdown.
Yeah, Wallace was I would say about the 3rd receiver right there. He went through both of his progressions, and both they weren't there. He scrambled out of the pocket a little bit, created, and found his man Wallace, and that's a great connection right there.
So 5:31 left to go here in this first half. The Cougars take a 21-0 lead over the Washington Patriots. We're going to take another quick timeout. Hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Hello, everyone. Now is your opportunity to transform your home with D. Gills Afterpaints, the experts in interior hardware, shelving, and finish carpentry. Whether it's a new construction or a residential renovation, we bring precision and artistry to every project. Our priority, efficiency and transparency. At D. Gills Afterpaints, we will keep you informed every step of the way. And with free estimates, there's no reason to wait. Let us bring your vision to life. D. Gill's After Paints, crafting your dream spaces with care.
I understand that.
And we are back here at Cougar Stadium as the Cougars take a 21-0 lead over the Washington Patriots. So now they have a comfortable lead here. Just a little bit left to go here in this first half. And if Washington didn't need a score so badly on the last drive, they absolutely need to put some points on the board this drive, Drew.
Yeah, if I'm Washington, I'm trying to eat the rest of this clock. Another little pooch kick. Somebody's got
falls. The Cougars done a great job getting on those pooch kicks, but this time fielded well there by number 8, Tavon Jones, who's fighting for yardage there. They're going to have decent field position as he got the ball out to around the 43, maybe the 40. I think they'll mark him around the 44-yard line. Well, that's where the Patriots will take over with 5:31 left to go in the half.
And Washington has the ball right now, and they get ball first coming out of the second half. They should try to chew up this clock, try to put 7 on the board, go into halftime, make some adjustments, and come out and try to put another score on the board, and then they're right back in this ball game, JD.
The Patriots with Lopez in the backfield, 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. That's Shields. The handoff goes to Lopez. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, so great pursuit there by that Cougars defensive line.
Yeah, that was one that, Thompson probably should have kept. Obviously, you want to feed Lopez. He's been tremendous the last few weeks, but that was one that he probably wanted to take out of the pocket.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 44-yard line.
Yeah, just underneath 5 minutes now. It's a big second down play.
Beard and Jones here to the near side. Lopez still in the backfield with Thompson. Thompson fakes a little pitch out to Lopez, keeps himself up the middle, fights forward for about 5 yards near the 50-yard line.
It's about 3rd and 5.
Camden Print. Say it again. It's Camden Print. Camden Print. He was number 3, but he's 54 now. He went along. P-R-I-N-T.
So bring up 3rd and around 4 for the Patriots. Just a little over 4 minutes to go. Lopez, man in motion is Jones. The handoff goes to Lopez. Thought about bouncing it outside, turns it back up. Nothing there.
Wow, they actually gave him
generous spot there, I think. They look like he might have gotten stopped for only a yard, but they're going to give him a 2-yard gain on that one, Drew. And that brings up 4th down, but only 2 yards, and the ball on the Cougars' 48. So big decision here for Coach Ray.
Yeah, I hate to say it's do or die time, but being down 21-0 with just underneath 4 minutes left to go, you got to get a score right here.
Yeah, as good as Alan Casey, I think this is where he fares better a little bit more than maybe even Lopez. As tough of a runner Lopez is, I would come in and hand that ball right to Alan Casey and let him just try to drive forward, get that offensive line surge as they come up in a bunch tight set. Thompson right underneath. Don't know this is where you want your little tush push.
And he got it.
But it looks like he's going to have enough. They're going to mark it well.
Whoa, that's not a great mark.
It looked like a lot of you see a lot of the offensive linemen fall forward past the first down marker. Doesn't necessarily mean that your quarterback's right there either. He's behind, but it's going to be a close one. They may have to take a measurement on this one, Drew.
Yeah, where the ball is at. So it's at almost at the 49. Nope, they said it's Jefferson football, turnover on downs.
I don't know if I mean, it looks like they're short, but if you're Coach Ray, I think you can ask for a measurement, but
yeah, that was being too. I get the tush push, when it's about a yard or you're on the goal line, But when you're over about 2 yards and you don't have Brady Holmes back there who's kind of more powerful, I don't know if that's the right call right there.
I'm not feeling the tush push with Michael Thompson.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Thompson, but you want a little bigger body, maybe back there, somebody with a little more weight that can push forward. If you're going to do that, I would do a wildcat type of thing or something with Alan Casey or A.J. Lopez there in that situation. But back to live action now as Roper takes the handoff, bounces it outside, shakes a man, bounces it outside again, stiff arms a man. He's tackled out of bounds by Usafa Mensah, but a great run and a first down from Tayshawn Roper. And I tell you what, every run I've seen, he's running like a man possessed tonight. He means business.
Yeah, the way Washington's really struggling with keeping contained with him, and he's bouncing outside every run, and Washington's got to realize, like, hey, man, we got to keep him and funnel him inside. They're just not doing that, and that's why he's breaking these big runs, JD.
Well, I tell you saw Tayshawn Roper early in the season, and this was even before he got a little banged up. A lot of people want to say, oh, maybe Tayshawn, he's put on too much weight. He's lost a step or so, but he's showing us tonight, Drew, that Tayshawn Roper has not lost a step at all, and he's showing that burst as he takes the ball towards the middle of the field, bounces it outside with a quick cut, made a couple guys miss, and then stiffs arms his man going out of bounds. That's the typical Tayshawn Roper that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that's a great thing for Jefferson fans to see, because the fact that he's getting going already with his prolific passing game, it's going to make him really hard to stop, in the coming weeks.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting to see Tayshawn kind of be fully healthy, showing that burst again, especially being home, senior night. It's a lot to play for tonight. The Cougars, I believe, called another timeout. So it's 1st and 10, ball's on the 38-yard line. 2:56 left to go here before halftime.
That's going to be a draw.
So fake the Roper. Ball's batted in the air. Intended, looked like for Jamari Jenkins, so they were going to run that similar play. It looked like Jenkins was running a slant. Good defensive play by the line of the Patriots, and was able to knock that ball down. Well, they knocked it up. Dillon's lucky it didn't get picked off.
Yeah, but anytime there's a deflection right there, the defense wants to hop on it, but Jefferson got lucky there. Sometimes better be lucky than good. And Roper bounces out again.
Not as much there on that carries.
Again, Washington's still struggling to keep contained right there. We've seen him do the same run about 6 times.
Right.
And every time he's bouncing it out, you got to funnel him inside if you want a chance.
Yeah, he starts up the middle off tackle, and then boom, with a quick step, he bounces it outside, and a lot of guys can keep up with Tayshawn Roper when he gets to that edge.
Yeah, there's usually guys that are fast, or guys that have quick speed, and Tayshawn's got a combination of both.
Eric trying to get him with a hard count. It's 3rd and 6 for the Cougars.
Yeah, they got 8 in the box.
Play clock running down. Eric's going to have to snap it. He rolls to the far side, looking for a man. Steps up, going to take ball down. He fumbles the ball, but there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's going to be. I think that was illegal, touching to the face. The face mask. I don't think that's going to. Oh, they're waving it off.
Waving off the flag. It's going to be Patriots ball. So huge turnover there by Herrick, as the Washington Patriots will take over from their own 40-yard line with 1:54 left to go. And that definitely was a momentum killer there for the Cougars, because they had everything working for them. Herrick just kind of didn't tuck that ball away as he was trying to look for a receiver, and Patriots were able to knock it out.
Yeah, Safo Menza, man, he's had 2 really big-time hits tonight. One causing a fumble, one on a big 3rd down stop in the first quarter. Hopefully that brings Washington some momentum so they can get back in this game with 1:54 left to go in the second quarter.
2 receivers here to each side. Isaiah Beard here to the far out wide. Thompson's rolling out, looking for a receiver. Still looking, rolling out to the near side. He's going to have to run it. No, he throws it. He's got Isaiah Beard, but Beard can't make the catch. He put it out there a little too much. Beard got away from Wallace and was wide open, but Thompson just overthrew him by a yard.
Yeah, it's really hard. That was honestly a really good ball from Thompson. I think Isaiah misjudged that. That's why he kind of slowed down. Then you saw him speed up the dive. If he would have just kept running full speed, he would have caught that.
Yeah, he went a little flat across the field. If he would have got a little more depth and angled across the field, I think he would have been able to catch that one running. And then it would have been a good foot race between Beard and Wallace.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would have wanted to see that one too. As both of those guys are fast, they both run track, and that would have been pretty exciting.
But see, and Washington got a little backyard play right there. I mean, I think if they can create a little bit, that might be able to get him back into this game.
Thompson back to the pass, looking for Beard again, throws.
There's a flag, late flag.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get Tony Allen for a little.
Is he talking on the sideline?
Hand-to-hand combat over there. So Allen must have grabbed Beard. We couldn't see it from over here. It looks like one of Washington's coaches had something to say.
There's another flag.
To Tony Allen and being unsportsmanlike. And that might go on number 30, Leland Benner. It is. His dad will have something to say to him, that's for sure. Cougars kind of falling apart here late in this first half, and
they can't fall asleep, JD. I mean, like I said, Washington gets ball first. If Washington gets a score right here and get the ball back and score again, it's a once-possession game. They cannot falter right here, JD.
You're right. 1:38 left to go. They're going to mark off this penalty. And that's going to take them all the way down. Because you figure you're marking off the pass interference. You're marking off the pass interference call. And then you also are marking an additional because it was a dead ball foul. Another 15 yards gets added to that. It puts the Patriots all the way down to the Cougars 30. And with, minute 38 left, plenty of time, a couple timeouts left. They definitely can get in position to put one in the end zone.
Well, if they score quick, they still have 3 timeouts. There's a chance that they could get the ball back. A lot of ifs and wins, but Jefferson still has outplayed this Washington Patriots team tonight.
2 receivers to each side. Thompson back to throw. He's rolling out. He's going to have to step up. He's going to take it himself as Thompson, a flag is down. Thompson trying to get to the sideline, can't do it. The ball comes out, but it was already down by contact. And it looks like there's going to be a hold on the Patriots.
Yeah, Casey got a little handsy outside the shoulder pads. Right as Thompson broke the pocket, I could see him holding.
So 10 seconds runs off the clock. And they back him up another 10 yards.
So now to be 1st and 20, and this is not where Washington wants to be at all.
So still enough time with 3 timeouts for Washington to get some points here, but they definitely don't want to start going backwards.
And I know Thompson, he likes to run a little bit, but he's much better in the pocket and getting the ball out quick. When he holds it like that and tries to scramble, he just doesn't have the mobility to move around like that.
But he's had plenty of times. Guys that tries to shuffle it there. It looked like he was going to try to pitch it, but he didn't, and he was taken down there. As now the Patriots are going to have to burn one of their 3 timeouts with 1:01 left to go. And while we got a timeout on the field, we're going to take a timeout up here. Hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
And welcome back here at Cougar Stadium. Patriots took a timeout. 1:01 left to go here in the first half. It's second now and 25. So they've got a lot of work to do here to get in position for this first down. There's going to be a false start there on Beard as he jumped just a little early. So now it'll bring up 2nd and 30 for the Patriots. So they are definitely going in the wrong direction, Drew.
Yeah, that was. If I were them, I honestly, now you might give Jefferson the ball back with too much time. If you got to be very careful right here.
So a holding call and a false start.
Play clock going underneath 13 seconds.
They have to hurry to the line. Allen Casey in the backfield with Thompson. Thompson's going back to throw. Can't find a receiver. He's going to have to run backwards. Nowhere to go, and Thompson is sacked and thrown to the ground by Takeem Drake.
Did you see that possession, that play right there, JD? The closest receiver was at the 30-yard line. They had nobody underneath for Michael to check down to. You're never going to win a game like that.
And you're putting your quarterback in a really tough situation, almost a no-win situation, really, because especially for himself, when he rolls to the short side of the field, Drew, he's kind of boxing himself in. So he doesn't have that room to step up and run, so that kind of limits him as well. But then trying to find a receiver, you should always have a check down guy. They should be telling that running back that, look, if that protection breaks down, you've got to pop out there, and if he needs a little outlet, you got to dump it off. He's got to dump it off to the running back, and there's just no one there to help out Thompson, and he's just pretty much on an island by himself with a bunch of Cougars bearing down his back.
Yeah, and I think the blame goes around to both the receivers and the quarterback, because if you see your quarterback getting pressured and he's getting squeezed in that pocket, you're supposed to come back to the ball. That's what they always teach you. Every good receiver coach in the country is going to tell you, you see your quarterback in trouble, you come back towards the ball. You make yourself in the area so he can find you. When you have nobody within 20 yards and the pocket's collapsing on you, obviously Thompson's having issues keeping his eyes up and looking down the field, but it's not making his job any easier having to scramble around there.
Yeah, it makes it easier for the defense, too. If you're running all goes and posts and stuff downfield and everybody's deep, you don't have that short receiver, and that puts the quarterback in a very vulnerable situation.
Now, Washington, obviously, this is a 3rd and forever.
3rd and 42 is what the scoreboard says. We're not even going to try to do the math, me and Drew. We're just looking at scoreboards. Thompson's back to throw. Little screen to the middle. The ball falls incomplete. And I'll tell you what, with 39 seconds left to go, the Patriots are going to be forced to punt the ball away here. The Cougars could get decent field position and, get the ball back with 30 couple seconds left, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that we saw them a couple weeks ago score on 1- and 2-play drives. So
we just saw tonight they've had 2 1-play drives tonight. You know what I mean? So this is not a team. If I was Washington in that situation, I would have just ran the football, took it down about 10 seconds, punted it, and then hopefully you can get one stop.
Yeah, 3rd and 42. The percentages are very low that you would pick that first down up. So you're correct, Drew. I'd run the ball, kept it on the ground, let the time run out. Safa Mensah with a decent punt. It's going to be taken by Roper. Roper makes a man miss. He got some room down the sideline, cuts it back towards the middle. He's going to be tackled there around the 37-yard line. So 28 seconds left to go for the Cougars, but only have – they don't have any timeouts left, so they were forced to burn a couple early timeouts.
And if Washington looks like they're going to probably stay in this man coverage, I would not. I would go into a prevent defense right now, shadow the sideline, don't let these guys get out of bounds, and hope the clock runs out before they can get into the end zone, because defensively they've really struggled tonight against this Cougars offense.
So 3 receivers to the far side. Roper in the backfield with Herrick. Single receiver to the near side is Takeem Drake.
Man, the safeties are up 10 yards behind the line. I would scoot back a little bit.
Herrick back to throw. He's got some one-on-one with Drake. Drake going down the field and can't make the catch. The ball is picked off by number 9, Kyle Athey.
And that's really a no harm, no foul. I know as a quarterback, you never want to throw an interception right there, but you flip the field. Washington does have 2 timeouts left, but I would say they're going to probably just kneel it down and go into halftime.
I mean, the only thing that frustrates me about that play, Drew, is great interception, by the way, for Kyle Athey had covered well, but Tykeem Drake is rotates in at receiver. He's not one of their guys that they go to guys per se. So it's just kind of hard for me to believe why you wouldn't go to a Tony Allen or DeMar Wallace on that play. Then you have a better chance of maybe getting the ball farther down the field and then running underneath of it to make the catch.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the safety disguised that coverage. I mean, he knew he had somebody over the top on both sides. I would have rather took my chance with Wallace or Allen.
Nearly picked off there by Jackson Rockwell. Dangerous pass by Thompson into the middle of the field. So 17 seconds left to go. And I think if I was either coach at this point, I would just let's take a knee, regroup, and come out the second half with a better game plan.
Yeah, but obviously that's why we're up here. And the coaches are down there. It's easier said than done up here. But man, I just wouldn't take a chance. I mean, both these teams have had a couple turnovers tonight. Obviously you want to put some points on the board, but I'd play it safe right here. You're still in this game. It's only a 3-possession game. You can make that up in the second half, but if Jefferson gets a score right here, it all about does it for him, JD.
Yeah, I agree, and 3 receivers to the far side. Beard is a single receiver here to the near side, one-on-one with Wallace. Thompson's looking for Beard. He's going to have to step up and run it. He's got a little bit of room to run as Thompson gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 9 seconds left. So that's by far Thompson's best run. Big first down, gets the ball out of bounds, stops the clock right around what they're going to mark him, the 47-yard line.
Washington just wasted it. I mean, I get they still have 1 timeout left, but you just wasted another timeout with 9 seconds left to go.
I mean, did the coach not know that he did get out of bounds? But maybe he just wanted to draw up a play, but
I would say they're trying to draw something up. I mean, obviously you can't take them with you. But now, I feel like in this situation, if you're being aggressive, you should have about 2 plays already drawn up for what you're going to do. But Thompson, I don't think Thompson can afford right now to pull this one down. He needs to get back in the pocket, take 1, 2, 3 step, drop back, and deliver the football, get somebody out of bounds, and then maybe take a shot from about the 30 or 25-yard line to give you a realistic chance to get in the end zone.
Yeah, because with 2 timeouts, you can throw the ball to the middle of the field. But with only 1 timeout, I think you'd want to keep that timeout to where you get in enough room for a field goal. So if you're going to throw something, you're going to have to try to throw something maybe to the sideline, get out of bounds, save that one last timeout. Then you can throw the ball. Then, all options are open. You can throw the ball into the middle of the field, but you're going to need the 20-yard line, 20, maybe 25 for Osafo-Mensah.
And Jefferson, they're pretty much in a prevent defense. You got, pretty much playing quarters coverage.
Brady Roberts getting to Thompson, but catch is made there by Shields. Shields broke the tackle. He bounces it outside. Time expires, and he's tackled there. He's signaling first down, but unfortunately, that's going to end the half where the Cougars have a man down. It's Trayvon Ledbetter. He comes off the field under his own power. That's going to do it where your Jefferson Cougars hold a 21-0 lead over the Washington Patriots. And we've got some halftime festivities. We had senior night, introduction of the players, and now here at halftime we will have the first ever Hall of Fame induction, and the inductees are Glenn Edwards, Don Hetzel, James Jett, John Lowry Sr., Sarah Lewick, and Jim Taylor. That coming up right after the break, and also our halftime show. So don't go away, stay here, and the band will probably play as well. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Jefferson High School Athletic Hall of Fame inaugural class. Please welcome Laurel Hardy on behalf of Coach Mr. Glenn Edwards. Coach Edwards graduated from Charlestown High School in 1969 and graduated from Shepherd College in 1974 with a BA degree in PE, driver ed, and health education. He dedicated his adult life to the Jefferson County and Jefferson High School community, serving as the Jefferson County Memorial Park tennis director from 1969 to 2023 and managing the swim team there as well. Coach Edwards served as the head boys tennis coach at JHS from 1980 to 2022. His accomplishments with the team include WVSSAC state championship in 1992, 6-time WVSSAC state runners-up, 32 regional championships, 28 conference championships, 4 undefeated dual match seasons, 773 career dual match wins, which was 5th most in the nation. The West Virginia USTA District Coach of the Year in 92 and 97, and West Virginia High School Coach of the Year in 82, 84, and 92. He also served as JHS head golf coach from 1987 to 1993 with a regional championship in all 7 seasons and state runners-up twice. In addition, Coach Edwards served as head girls swim coach from 1997 to 2022 with conference championships all 25 years and 4 regional championships. He was JHS head boys swim coach from 1999 to 2022 with 2 regional championships and 8 conference championships. Coach Edwards is the only coach in West Virginia to win regional championships in 4 different sports. His dedication to the community and JHS athletics was unwavering. We are proud to include him in the inaugural JHS Athletics Hall of Fame class. Please welcome Administrator Mr. Donnie Hetzel. Mr. Hetzel graduated from Harpers Ferry High School in 1963. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree from WVU in PE in 1966 and earned his Masters of Science from WVU in Safety Education in 1967. Following an outstanding baseball career at WVU, Mr. Hetzel returned to Jefferson County in 1977 when he was named athletic director at Jefferson High School. Hetzel would serve in that role for 26 years. While athletic director's contributions are largely behind the scenes, Mr. Hetzel's impact on JHS is undeniable. He guided the JHS athletic department through their time in the Cumberland Valley Athletic League and transitioned the Cougars to the Potomac Valley Athletic Conference. He oversaw a large expansion to the department and played a large role in expanding sport opportunities for our female athletes at JHS, with cross-country, volleyball, softball, swimming, and soccer all added during his time. Boys soccer and boys swimming were also added during Mr. Hetzel's tenure. Mr. Hetzel was a founding member of the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association and was named WVADA AD of the Year for the 96-97 school year. He was named the 1988-1999 West Virginia National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association Award of Merit winner, the highest state honor given by the NIAAA. He was inducted into the inaugural WVADA Hall of Fame earlier in 2024. Mr. Hetzel served as the JHS golf coach from 2003 to 2010, leading the team to 2 state tournament appearances. He was named the Potomac Valley Athletic Conference and the Journal Coach of the Year 4 times. Donnie Hetzel impacted tens of thousands of student athletes at Jefferson High, and we are proud to include him in the inaugural Hall of Fame class at JHS. Please welcome athlete, Mr. James Jett. Mr. Jett is a 1989 graduate of Jefferson High, where he was a two-sport standout and decorated student athlete. Mr. Jett won a combined 6 state championships in the 100, 200, and 400-meter dashes, becoming the first athlete in West Virginia to win the state championship in all 3 races the same year. His time in these events were all state records when he graduated, with his 200-meter and 400-meter dash records still standing. He's the only JHS athlete to win 2 Gatorade State Player of the Year awards, winning the Track and Field Award for 87-88 and the 88-89 school years. Mr. Jett helped lead the Cougar football team to the first playoff appearance in school history in 1987. He went on to star in track and football at WVU. In 4 seasons on the Mountaineers football team, he recorded 67 receptions for 1,384 yards and 11 touchdowns, and added 1,620 return yards. Jett earned 7 NCAA All-American honors in indoor and outdoor track in the 50 meters, 100 meters, and 200 meters during his career, and finished as NCAA runner-up at 100 meters and 200 meters in 1992. Jett was awarded a gold medal at the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona for his contribution to the U.S. 4x100 meter relay team. Mr. Jett was signed as a free agent by the NFL's Los Angeles Raiders in 1993. He would play 10 seasons for the Raiders and record 256 receptions for 4,417 yards and 30 touchdowns. He won the NFL's fastest man competition in 1996 and was runner-up in 1997. James Jett's accomplishments on the field and track, both at JHS and beyond, are deserving of this recognition. We are proud to include him in the inaugural JHS Athletics Hall of Fame class. Please welcome Coach, Mr. John Lowry, Sr. Coach Lowry graduated from Charlestown High School in 1963 and earned his degree from Fairmont State in 1969. He began his high school coaching career at Harpers Ferry High School, leading the baseball program for 2 years. When Harpers Ferry, Charlestown, and Shepherdstown High Schools consolidated in 1972, Coach Lowry stepped into the role as head baseball coach at Jefferson High, a position he still holds today. During his 52 years as head coach at JHS, Coach Lowry amassed a record of 1,424 wins, 382 losses, and 3 ties. His 1,442 total career wins places him as the winningest baseball coach in West Virginia history and second on the active list nationally. During Coach Lowry's tenure at JHS, the Cougars have collected 12 state championships, 4 state runners-up, 26 regional championships, 6 Gatorade Player of the Year nominations, 43 All-State selections, and 10 West Virginia State Player of the Year selections. Coach Lowry was also the head boys basketball coach at JHS from 1986-87 to 1996-97. His 151 wins are still the most in school history. The Cougars made 4 WVSSAC state tournament appearances under Coach Lowry. He was also an assistant football coach at JHS for 14 years. In 2015, the West Virginia Sports Writers Association renamed their Player of the Year award to the Lowry Award to honor Coach's impact on high school baseball in the state. Coach Lowry has previously been inducted into the American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, the National High School Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, the National High School Sports Hall of Fame, the West Virginia Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame, the Potomac State College Hall of Fame, and the Fairmont State University Hall of Fame. Coach Lowry has impacted thousands of JHS student athletes in his time at JHS. We are proud to include him in the inaugural JHS Athletics Hall of Fame class. Please welcome Ms. Sherry Brown and Ms. Jody Carter. On behalf of Friends of JHS Athletics, Ms. Sarah Lewick. Miss Lewick was born on April 4th, 1945 in Lewisburg, West Virginia. In 1963, she came to Shepherdstown to attend what was then Shepherd College, where she met the love of her life, Alan Lewick. They married on August 7th, 1971, and made Shepherdstown their home. Miss Lewick graduated from Shepherd in 1967 with a degree in business education and a minor in library science. An educator for over 50 years, she began her career in Virginia at Marsteller Middle School and Blue Ridge Middle until she found her work home for the next 44 years here at JHS. Knowing for being the heart of J High, Miss Lewick was not just the media specialist librarian at Jefferson, she was the epitome of grace, hospitality, optimism, and hope. She welcomed everyone as if they were family, always eager and willing to help in any way possible to ensure they felt a part of the school she so dearly loved. In honor of her unwavering devotion to the school, its staff, and especially to its students, the Media Center is now known as the Sarah Lewick Library and Media Center. A champion of everything Jefferson, Miss Lewick believed wholeheartedly in sportsmanship and spearheaded the sportsmanship committee at Jefferson, where she coordinated football tailgates and senior picnics. Everything Miss Lewick did at school was for the students, her kids, and as their biggest fan, she attended as many sporting events, concerts, activities, performances, ceremonies, banquets, dances, and graduations as she could. She truly was Miss Jefferson, and even though her spirit lives on here each and every day, she is greatly missed. We are proud to include her in the inaugural JHS Athletics Hall of Fame class. Please welcome Mr. Randy Taylor on behalf of Coach, Mr. Jim Taylor. Coach Taylor graduated from Page Jackson High School in 1951. After serving in the Navy during the Korean War, Jim returned to Jefferson County to earn a Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from Shepherd College in 1955. Coach Taylor would earn a Master's of Science degree from West Virginia University in 1965. He returned to Page Jackson, where he taught PE and science and coached football, basketball, and track and field. When Jefferson High opened in 1972, Coach Taylor joined the staff as a science teacher. During his time at JHS, he served as boys varsity basketball assistant coach, junior varsity football head coach, head cross-country coach, and head boys track and field coach. Coach Taylor held the position of head boys track and field coach at Jefferson High School for 22 years. During that time, he led the Cougars to numerous regional titles and individual and relay state championships. In 1994, the JHS boys track and field team won the AAA WVSSAC State Track and Field Championship, and Coach Taylor was honored as the West Virginia State Track and Field Coach of the Year. Coach Taylor retired in 1995. Coach Taylor's impact on Jefferson High School and the Jefferson County community cannot be overstated. We are proud to include Coach Taylor in the inaugural JHS Athletics Hall of Fame class. Please stand if you can and congratulate the inaugural class of the Jefferson High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Thank you all for being with us tonight. Thank you all for being with us tonight. Inductees, family members, coaches, alumni, faculty, staff, fans, students, and community members, to celebrate the excellence that marks this school and its over 50-year history. Be sure to check the JHS Athletics site for requirements and how to nominate those deserving to be in the next JHS Athletic Hall of Fame, the class of 2025. It is always a great day to be a Cougar, and tonight is an especially great night. There is only one thing left to say. Go Cougars!
Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
Hello, everyone. Now is your opportunity to transform your home with D. Gills After Paints, the experts in interior hardware, shelving, and finish carpentry. Whether it's a new construction or a residential renovation, we bring precision and artistry to every project. Our priority? Efficiency and transparency. At D. Gills After Paints, we will keep you informed every step of the way. And with free estimates, there's no reason to wait. Let us bring your vision to life. D. Gills After Paints, crafting your dream spaces with care.
I understand that each client is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
And welcome back here to Cougar Stadium at the half, where the Cougars have a 21-0 lead over the Washington Patriots. It was a great halftime show. Band didn't play, unfortunately, but we definitely had our first inaugural Hall of Fame induction. A lot of great people were inducted this year into the Jefferson Cougars Hall of Fame.
John Lowry, the GOAT, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll start with our out-of-town scoreboard. Drew, you got some updates for us on that?
Yeah, Musselman is down 14-0 at halftime to Parkersburg, and then Martinsburg is tied up now with Hurricane. So actually, that score is incorrect. It's actually 17-7 still, but on the Metro News site, it shows that it's 17-17.
I think it's 17. I thought it was 17-14.
No, it actually is. That's correct. 17-17 at halftime. I knew we figured it out somehow, JD.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about the first half. I'll go over a few stats we have for each team. For Washington, Alan Casey was the leading rusher with 6 carries, 28 yards. Roper for Jefferson, 11 carries, 98 yards, and a touchdown. So he's on pace to have himself his best game so far this season. Passing, we had back over to Washington. We had Michael Thompson. He was only 2 for 7 for 23 yards. Herrick for Jefferson, 4 for 9 for 70 yards and 2 scores. Rushing total yards, 111 for the Cougars and only 75 for the Patriots. Jefferson has 181 yards of total offense to the Patriots' 98. So, Drew, let's just recap the first half real quick, what we saw from each team.
Yeah, I'll go with Washington first. Obviously, Washington had a couple possessions where they were driving down the field. Penalties and their own miscues and some offensive miscommunication has really shot them in the foot. Also, their ability just not to stop the run. I mean, they haven't been able to stop the run in 2 weeks. You know, this is gut check time for them. This second half, if they want to have any chance of hosting a home playoff game next week, they got to find a way to win this game, JD. And then with Jefferson, I think they just need to stick with what they were doing. Obviously, Herrick's had a couple turnovers in that first half. If they didn't have those turnovers, they could easily be about 42-0 right now.
Yeah, definitely. Those turnovers kind of hurt them, putting an extra couple scores in. They scored those 2 first touchdowns really quick within the first 4 minutes of the game, and then kind of went on a drought. They had a couple turnovers, punted the ball a couple times as well. So good job on Washington's part holding the Cougars there after they kind of got settled in. You know, when you get off to a little bit slow start on either offense or defense, and in this case, Washington kind of got off to a slow start on the defensive side, kind of put themselves in a 14-0 hole right off the bat. Had they not done that, we might be looking at only a 1-score game here.
Yeah, for sure. But it's crazy because they came out in the game and got a 3-and-out right off the jump, and I thought, hey man, this Washington defense kind of figured it out. And then a couple of the penalties that they were having really slowed them down offensively. Then they immediately turned the ball over, and Jefferson scored 2 times in 10 seconds, JD. And once you do that, and they found themselves behind and changed up their game plan, and they just haven't been able to find it so far.
No, they haven't. And while we have a couple extra minutes, the teams are out here warming up. I'm going to make a couple announcements and thank a few of our sponsors. Our first home team sports sponsor is Cato Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grillin', Opequon Motors, call Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty, call Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmers Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, D. Gill's After Paints, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, and True Performance Fitness. Would also like to thank our JHF Athletic Field Banner sponsors for this year, Roberts Realty, Parsons Ford, HG's Barbecue and Soul Food Catering, Oak Tree Homes, Terrace Sanders with Sampson Properties, Moose Lodge 948 of Charlestown, Ours Lawyer Lewis CPAs, Harlan J. Shoemaker and Son, Jefferson Security Bank, and AFT of Jefferson. We'd also like to thank our white level sponsor, Shepherdstown Pharmacy, our maroon level sponsor, CMA's Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, and our cougar level sponsor, Shenandoah Heating and Air Conditioning. Along with them, we'd like to thank our JHS football program sponsors. That's Benner Farms, Corner Connection, Tri-State Surgical Center, Dream Driven Properties, Cheryl Yates, ERA Liberty Realty, Scales Law Office, Vital Signs, Pill and Pill PLLC, Northern Virginia Orthodontics, K&H Mobile Oil Service, Affordable Electric Service Company, Perspect Pros, Giannis Orthodontics, WVU Medicine, Wiley Cahill, and Athletico Pivot Physical Therapy. And again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors for this season. We appreciate it. Could not do it without you guys each and every week.
And Washington just had some special teams communications over here. Yeah, everybody in a huddle except for the 4, on the hashes. And let's hope that their chemistry is still there, JD. Obviously, it looks like there's some internal conflict possibly, and we just want these guys to figure it out, give the best game that they got, and put that first half to bed and see if they can make this a competitive game, JD.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Hopefully, they had a good halftime speech from Coach Ray. They're going to just basically have to put the first half behind them, come out, start over. Be great to come down, put a score on the board right away. We'll see what happens as Jonathan Panaris with another pooch kick. The ball is dropped there by Beard.
Yep, and then that's 3 muffed kick returns today. I don't think you see that every day, JD.
No, luckily he was able to get that ball back. But another close call there for the Patriots.
And it's like Jamari just overran that a little bit. I don't think he was expecting that either. And if he didn't overrun that, he might have had a chance to hop right on that.
So 1st and 10 to start this second half for the Patriots. The ball is on the 31-yard line. Alan Casey in the backfield with Michael Thompson, 2 receivers to each side. Thompson will hand the ball to Casey straight up the middle. He spins his way out close to the 40. They're going to mark him around the 38-yard line. So good gain there on first down by Alan Casey.
Yeah, and that's where Washington's been at their best, when they've been actually mixing up the run and the pass game. When they got really pass heavy there, in the end of this first half, when it was 4th and 42. That's because they weren't finding anything in the passing game. It's just not there. So they're going to have to continue to run the football. They have time. They just got to stick with it.
I'll bring up 2nd and 3 now for the Patriots. A long give there to Casey. He's got enough for the first downs, out to around the 45-yard line. So good gain of 7, maybe call it 8 there for Alan Casey as he moves the chains.
And there's this Washington front line. Yeah, they're running the football now. This is something that they got to stick with. Obviously, you still have to mix it up, but this is something that they've had some success with. They just can't get away from it, JD.
You're right. I agree. And when you get into the first half, you get down 14 early and then 21. You kind of first thought is, we got to start throwing the ball to get back into the game, but not so fast. You don't need to start throwing the ball. You definitely got to establish the run, as Casey will take another handoff up the middle, give him a gain of around 3 yards. But you definitely have to stick with that running game, and that's going to be the key for the Patriots here in the second half.
Yeah, and you see Jefferson made some adjustments at halftime. Originally, they were running like a 3-3-5 kind of look. Now they're bringing in about 7 in the box comparatively. So they're respecting that Washington run game. Now it might open up something through the air.
We'll call it 2nd and 7 now for the Patriots. Again, 2 receivers to each side. We have Jones in the backfield. I believe that's the first time he's in the backfield. Ray goes in motion.
False start.
So that's going to back him up 5 more yards, and this is what we saw a lot here in the first half, Drew, and that just killed a lot of these drives that Washington have. He started off, building some momentum, and then, like we saw towards the end of the first half, just a lot of penalties there.
Yeah, and you can't shoot yourself in the foot against this Jefferson Cougars team. They've really been clicking. I think they've won 5 in a row now. They haven't lost since early October. So this Jefferson team is clicking all cylinders. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot and be able to compete with these guys tonight.
So 2nd and 12 now for the Patriots. They have 3 receivers here to this side. Thompson pitches it out to Jones. Jones wrapped up quick on the play by Wallace. So only a gain of 2 for Tavon Jones. So I'm going to bring up a big 3rd and 10 now for the Patriots.
Now this is big on Michael Thompson, JD. He really has not had much time, but he's got to be able to keep his eyes down the field and make plays. He is a scrambling quarterback, but he performs better in the pocket. And, he had about 9 rushing attempts in that first half. That's not his game. He needs to sit back in the pocket and deliver the football.
3 receivers to the top of the screen. Thompson's looking for Isaiah Beard on a little bubble there. Beard's got the first down. It looks like close to the first down, but great catch. He bounces it outside, jumps over the bench. They're going to give him the first down.
And that's only his 3rd reception over the last 2 games. They really got to get him more involved, JD.
Yeah, that was one of their best-looking plays of the day so far, Drew, is a nice little bubble screen there out to Beard, and Beard basically, read his blocks well and was able to bounce it outside and pick up just enough for the first down.
Yeah, and Washington's got to see that now they're pretty much strictly in man coverage. The only safety really back there is going to be Rockwell, and he's still over the top of a receiver as well, too. They got to take this one-on-one matchup.
Thompson with a keeper straight up the middle. Thompson with a big gain down close to the 30-yard line. Another first down there for the Patriots. So they've kind of found something here with this running game.
Yeah, this is where they're at their best. I still think Michael's your only option at quarterback right now. Putting him in harm's way, I would much rather you give the ball off to Casey, allow him to get downhill, than letting your quarterback continue to take some shots, because he has took some hard hits tonight.
Yeah, he definitely has, and you don't want to get him in a position where he's going to take that one extra hit he doesn't need to take. So first down, ball is on the 32-yard line. Thompson will hand it to Jones. Jones bounces it off tackle. Good gain there on first down, out close to another first down. I think they're going to give him a gain of probably 10 or maybe 11 on the play.
Yeah, and Jones is having a phenomenal game as well. That two-headed monster with Casey and Jones, those guys can really help engineer drives and hopefully get this team back in the game. And now Jefferson's trying to beef up inside a little bit. I bet you they're going to probably bring about 4 here. Nope, they're still only keeping 3 on the front line. Trusting their big fellas to get in there and still cause havoc.
First and 10, ball on the 22-yard line. Fake handoff, straight up the middle goes Thompson. He finds some room, bounces it outside. Nice gain there on first down by Michael Thompson, down around the 14-yard line. So he's close to a first down. We're going to be a couple yards short. Going to bring up second and 2.
And they got to be really critical right here, not to do no dumb penalties. They've been down here twice already this game, JD. One time found it back at 4th and 42, and the first one they missed an extra point or the field goal. So they have to really convert right here in this red zone.
So A.J. Lopez now in the backfield with Thompson as 3 receivers to the far side. Phillip Shields here to the near side, single receiver. The pitch goes out to A.J. Lopez. Lopez goes nowhere, cut down there by Ledbetter. Now,
there's a penalty, like I just said.
Right on cue. You had to jinx him, Drew. That's what you did.
It's my fault. I know. But that's at that situation. I know that you're trying to break contain, and Jefferson's done a really good job in the red zone tonight, keeping contained. They're not letting anybody outside of him. You're doing so much better running between the tackles. If I'm Washington, I'm not trying to run anything east and west. I'm trying to get north and south.
So we'll see if they can recover from this one. It's going to bring up a second and around 12 yards. So,
and already taking about half the clock off in this third quarter. I don't think you can settle for 3 right here, JD. You have to get 6.
That's the goal. I mean, they got 3 downs left here to get 12 yards, and that's what you should be thinking about is Ray. The handoff goes to Lopez. Lopez bounces it outside, picks up some blocks. Lopez stiff arms a man into the end zone for the Washington touchdown. Great looking play there by A.J. Lopez as he takes it out.
And that's all of a sudden now it's a 2-possession game. 6 minutes left, 6:32 left to go in this third quarter. And that's what I was saying, JD. You're trying to pitch and you're trying to break, contain against this Jefferson team with all that speed. It's not going to work well for most teams. You got to get north and south between the tackles, hope that you can make something happen inside. And Washington did that drive, and now, hey, it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah, they are right back in this game, Drew. And like you said, they did exactly what they needed to do, north and south. A little power running. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:32 left to go here in this third quarter, your score, Jefferson 21, Washington 7. We're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Insurance coverage at a better rate, but you haven't been able to reach an actual person? Goosehead Insurance will help. Neil Powell is committed to helping you and the community get great coverage from a local agent who will answer your call. In Martinsburg, call Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance at 304-707-3549. He will customize a policy based on your needs. Call Neil Powell at Goosehead Insurance today, 304-707-3549.
And we are back here at Cougar Stadium as we just watched Washington drive right down the field, mostly run, had a pass play mixed in there to Beard, but used the wheels of Thompson, Allen, Jones, and A.J. Lopez there to put the ball in the end zone. So utilizing all their weapons, keeping everybody fresh. It was the best drive that Washington's had all game, and they put a score in the end zone. So hopefully for them, that'll build some momentum, and that'll transition over to the defensive side, see if they can get a stop now.
For sure, and we saw how well they did when they ran the ball between the tackles. And getting Lopez back in there with Jones and Casey, it just gives them a whole new element.
Wallace takes it from his own goal line, cuts it to the outside. Wallace tackled there, but a great gain and another flag.
That might be the first time I've ever seen Wallace get chased down. And he wasn't necessarily chased down because...
Well, he had to look like he had to turn it up, so it allowed a guy to kind of come from behind there, I think.
Yeah, it's just weird to see. I don't think I've seen that yet this season.
So we'll see what the flag's going to be. It's going to be a personal foul on the sideline. We didn't know if he got late hit, or it was a block in the back.
It looks like they're calling on a foul on both sides. Both on both sides getting personal fouls. So.
Offsetting there, so the Cougars will start from their own 35-yard line, it looks like.
And I'm going to tell you about my little pet peeve here, JD. It's these offsetting penalties. I get it, you want to make a statement, but what does that do? That just slows down the game.
Right,
Tell the guys to stop. There was no need for a personal foul right there. It didn't benefit either team. You just slow down the game.
Well, I'm just wondering even what the personal foul was, because the flag came out as the play just, it just ended literally a split second. Herrick fakes to Roper, takes it himself, tries to bounce it outside, finds a little bit of room. Nice run there by Herrick. And the ball came out again.
Another Herrick fumble, but I thought he was down. There's a flag right there again on the field.
I don't think the officials are sure that the ball was actually fumbled.
Well,
they are calling it a turnover. Washington will take over.
But JD, I thought he was down right there. I thought he was down for a second. And then I saw the ball start rolling. Obviously, we don't have the most perfect angle in the world up here. But I'm not too sure of that. But now Washington, they got whole new life.
So the penalty was on the Cougars. Doesn't matter. The turnover will stand, and now the Patriots are in business again with the ball from the Jefferson. Well, let's see. Yeah.
44-yard line.
Okay, there it is. They did mark it. 44, so this would be huge if they could get some points out of this possession.
Yeah, I mean, and all the momentum, the air out of this place has just been completely sucked out. It's 21-7 still. The Cougars are still in control of this game. They have to be very careful right now. Washington's getting some momentum and some confidence.
So Alan Casey back in the game. The handoff goes to Casey straight up the middle. He pushes it through. There goes Alan Casey inside the 20. Can Wallace catch him? And he does as he's down around the 4-yard line. But what a great run by Alan Casey. Burst up the middle, and the Washington Patriots continue to dominate that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jefferson's going to have to make some adjustments. I know they want to run that 3-front line, but it would almost be better in this situation, the way they're running the football, to run like a kind of a 4-3 look and have 4 of your biggest guys out there clogging those holes, because now Washington's found something, and they got hype over there.
Yeah, the crowd for the Patriots are getting into it, and I would bet money that this ball is going to Alan Casey again.
Or Thompson might keep
wait and see. Casey with another run straight up the middle. He's going to be down just inside the 1-yard line. So that'll bring up second and about a half of a yard. And I don't see any reason why you wouldn't hand it to him again, Drew.
Well, here comes Lopez is coming in now. Oh, they're gonna. This might be the time you do that tush push, JD, that you did in the first half, and take 2. It's second down. I'd do all 3 quarterback sneaks. Obviously, not having Braylon Holmes here with not his size, it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. But you got 3 huge backs you can run behind them.
Now, the only thing I don't like about that is okay, so Casey's still in the game. They've got A.J. Lopez as the up back for blocking. Second and goal.
That is running in the shotgun, kind of makes
Alan Casey doesn't get it. He actually hit, knocked back. Might have lost a half a yard there.
See, and that's another pet peeve I have is being in the shotgun. When you're at the 1-yard line,
right,
you get underneath center, you get right underneath that center and take the snap, and you just fall forward. I get it, but you're starting 5 yards back comparatively, maybe 2 or 3 off a handoff. So
yeah, I agree.
Again, that's just my petty pick.
So bring up third and goal from the 1. They hurry to the line. Looks like this is going to be the tush push. Don't know if he got it.
Nope.
He is stopped again. So great defense there by the Cougars, and that'll bring up 4th down. And of course, Washington's going to go.
And this is what I'm saying. That tackle by Mar Wallace just completely saved this game. 3:56. This is the biggest play of the night. I'm giving it to Big Jones right here and letting him run the ball.
Yeah, I'd give a little
timeout. Oh, they just burned a timeout. Ooh, that's not.
Yeah, they might need that later in the game.
That's not a good. You need to have that play ready to go. It's 4th and 1. You should have known, hey, we're going to go run this ball in every time. Don't get cute right here. You just got to stick with what's got you down here in the first place. You're running the ball so well. And now this Jefferson, Ben don't break defense. And they've been really good this red zone tonight. They gave up 1 score, but they've stopped them 3 different times. And this will be the 4th if they're able to pull this off.
Yeah, I mean it's a and if you don't get it, it's bad, but it's not the end of the world because then you got the Cougars backed up to their own 1-yard line, so you definitely have to go for it. I'm not sure I'm running up the middle on the Cougars again. I'd maybe take my chance, try to get a little pitch outside where you've got the wide side of the field over on to the near side here. I would use that to your advantage.
And I see, and I guess I disagree with you right there, Jay. I'm trying to run the ball right over the middle, right behind. Big 77's had some crazy blocks tonight. I'm running right behind him and taking my chances. Yep, there you go.
Casey runs again, and he's hit and dropped back. He doesn't. Oh, but they do signal he got in, but he did get hit and knocked back.
Yeah, that was a great hit. If that was, there's some late extracurriculars, and hopefully this isn't on Washington because this could make an extra point a whole lot more difficult. Another personal foul, and multiple players got these personal fouls, and once you get 2 now, you get ejected. So they got to be really careful.
Yeah, that's about the 3rd or 4th one so far.
And obviously we're not getting numbers, unfortunately, but they keep track of that. If a single player has 2 personal fouls.
And that's on Jefferson.
On both. Yeah, that's on both. That's another offsetting penalty. And it does nothing. Look, the ball doesn't change. You just had to make an announcement.
Yeah, so looks like Leland Benner was the guilty party. He got a personal foul earlier, and now another one. So Benner is out of the football game.
Oh, man. And that means next week he's going to have to miss the first half. Or actually, he either has to miss the first half of the first playoff game or he has to miss the whole first round.
So now we've got a 1-score game. Things have definitely taken a turn for the worst if you're the Jefferson Cougars. Up 21-0 to start this half, and the Patriots have now closed that gap.
And these Patriots are all opportunistic, JD. They were going to get after it. I'm sure Coach Ray had some not-so-choice words in the locker room, and this team's a whole new team coming out of the second half.
Kick is up, and it's no good. So that leaves the door open. It's still a 1-score game with 3:41 left to go. The Cougars 21 and the Patriots 13, and we're going to take a commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Adkins, Sales and Finance Director at Opequon Motors of Martinsburg. Join myself and Home Team Sports TV as we lead the charge into the 2024-2025 high school football season, presented by the all-new GMC Hummer EV.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Opequon Motors of Martinsburg, 838 East Moeller Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia, 25401, or visit us on the web at www.opequonmotors.com.
We are partnering with Home Team Sports.
And we are back now. Washington just put another score on the board to close this game within 1 score, 21-13. So Jefferson is just kind of shocked right now after jumping out to a 21-0 halftime lead, and Washington has clawed their way back into this game.
Yeah, and now with that personal foul, Washington kicking it from the 45-yard line, he could really pin these guys deep.
Well, I
He's
expect
gonna
him just to kick it out of the end zone, so there shouldn't be a return.
He might pooch it, though. Nope, that's gone. He's a spiral, too.
The Cougars will start from their own 20-yard line. As Washington was able to turn that Dylan Herrick turnover into more points. But Jefferson's going to have to find an answer on defense if they want to, close this game out. They can't keep allowing Washington to run the ball that way.
And they got to get back to running the football. Tayshawn Roper didn't touch the ball. There's only 2 snaps they've had in this third quarter, and clearly you see that's an issue. He needs to touch the ball every play, and Washington's got to do still a great job of keeping contained.
Yeah, he had 98. Roper had 98 yards at halftime, and like I said, Drew, 11 carries in the first half. I'd like to see more Roper here in the second half as well.
Yeah, and Jefferson just has to stay calm and keep composed. There's runs in every game.
Roper, not much there as he's stacked up. Safa Mensa.
Big boy's in there making plays tonight. He's
doing a little bit of everything.
If they find a way to come back and win this game, he might be the first defensive player this year to win it, because he
could possibly be, because defense and special teams are all go hand in hand, and he's definitely been their kicker. He's put a couple kicks up, extra points. He's put a couple kicks out of the end zone. He's done a lot for the Patriots.
Yeah, this is his biggest defensive impact.
2nd and 8. Herrick back to throw. He's looking for Tony Allen. Little hands there. No flag.
Yeah,
Oh, there is the flags coming out.
And look,
it's number 7. Got a little too.
And the officials are going to talk on this.
Kenyon Brooks.
But that is definitely, I think you cannot grab a man by the jersey. I mean,
right.
I get it. You think that's seatbelts, but it's not.
Yeah, the coverage wasn't bad. It just grabbed a hold of him a little bit. You just can't do that, and you're going to get the flag every time. So that's going to be a first down for the Cougars. They're going to mark the ball at around the 42-yard line.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, I'm sorry. It's a 37-yard line. My math is wrong.
It's been a long day, JD.
It has.
I tell you what, this game's got real
it's
exciting.
A long week. So 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the near side. They're going to swing it out here to Roper. Roper's got some room. He bounces outside, picks up a couple blocks down the sideline. There goes Tayshawn Roper. Can he get through the? No, he's tackled there by Kyrie Brooks. Slowed up there along the sideline.
And that was a great call there by Coach Hunter. You're getting Roper out by the sideline, because he's been making all of his work outside the hashes tonight. They can't contain him. They cannot keep him inside the box, and that's causing great issues for Washington. If they can't do that, they will not win this game.
So nice play. I'm surprised they didn't go to that earlier in the game. They've usually run that 3 or 4 times with Roper, and that's the first time tonight that we've seen it.
And it was a great call, though.
Herrick with a hard count.
They just showed that they're bringing the house right here. I don't know if I'm blitzing right here, because now, look, they got press coverage everywhere.
You got 3 receivers to the far side. Roper in the backfield with Herrick. Takeem Drake, the single receiver here to the near side.
Yeah, everybody
handoff, fake handoff, wide open, and Herrick just missed him as he had Jackson Rockwell wide open for an easy touchdown and threw it right behind him.
Yeah, Herrick was clamoring kind of for a roughing it passer, and it was close. But, man, this is football. You got to deliver that through the contact. Obviously, that was a great pass rush right there. Bringing the house, taking a chance, but putting all your guys on the island, not very smart at this point in the game.
Same formation for the Cougars as they still go trips to the far side of the field. 2nd and 10. Roper in the backfield with Herrick. The handoff goes to Roper straight up the middle. He puts his head down, pushes forward for about 4 yards. They're going to mark him at the 11. So it'll bring up 3rd and 6. As we're coming up inside 2 minutes here left to go in this third quarter.
And JD, I'm kind of conflicted right here. I don't know if this is 2-down territory for Jefferson because they put another score on the board. It makes it a 2-possession game again.
Herrick back to throw. Looking for a receiver. He's going to have to run. Rolls back to the near side. Looking for Roper in the end zone. He makes a catch for the Cougar touchdown. Great improvising there for Herrick as he runs around. Found Tayshawn Roper out of the backfield right inside the pylon for the Cougar touchdown.
And Tayshawn Roper just having a phenomenal game. And like we said, coming into this drive, hey, it was 21-13, gut check time. You found your best player. They made something happen, and Herrick kind of made up for some of those early drive miscues, and now they're going for 2 to make this a 16-point game. And yet,
empty set. Herrick looking for a receiver in the flat. Just got away from him. I don't know if I like that call.
Yeah,
it's a tough throw all the way. It's a long throw out there for Herrick to make. But I get the idea. With 1:40 left to go in the third quarter, the Cougars take a 27-13 lead over the Washington Patriots.
So Leland Benner is actually the holder, though, so that might have made it a little complicated right there. They might not have somebody there to back him up, so maybe that's justified. But the ball's just getting away from Herrick a little bit tonight. He's had about 3 overthrown plays, and it happens. You're not going to be perfect all the time, but he's still coming about. Jefferson has a 2-possession lead.
Well, we got a second. I'd like to thank our home team sports sponsors. That's Cacho Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grillin', Opequon Motors called Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance called Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty called Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, D. Gill's After Paints, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, and True Performance Fitness.
And we have some out-of-town score updates. Martinsburg has scored 31 unanswered. It's now up 31-17 against Hurricane. Huntington's up 34-13 at halftime. Woodrow Wilson's up 7-0 against George Washington. Spring Rose is up 19-0 at halftime, and Parkersburg's up 22-6 at halftime.
And now Beer got loose, breaks off to the near side here, still on his feet, just walks out of bounds, but a lot of action going on.
Oh, yeah, Wallace is going to get ejected for that. He just threw a punch.
And you can't get baited into doing those kind of things.
That's huge. That is huge. And it's crazy because he didn't start that per se, but what is the old saying? They always catch the second guy.
Right.
And he was the second guy, so hopefully officials have some leniency because that's only his first personal foul. But he threw a punch. Technically, he can get ejected for that.
Well, if it is an ejection, he's going to probably have to sit next week.
And he's walking towards the south end zone.
And we'll wait and see what the call is.
We're still, the officials got to give the official word, but, man, Wallace is fuming over there, and Allen's trying to calm his man down. It's unfortunate.
Well, I couldn't quite see out of this barrier. I didn't get to see exactly what happened. We saw there was a lot going on, and they were both kind of grabbing a hold of each other, but as Hunter now goes over to Wallace and is trying to get him to calm down. Because the more you're on the sideline making a big issue about it and carrying on, the more likely the officials are going to be like, oh, well, this was even bigger than maybe just a regular personal foul. So you're better off just to calm down, just stay off over to the side and just wait to see what's going to happen. Well,
they're both ejected.
Oh, wow. Well, so both players were ejected, so that's going to affect both players for next week. So you take a guy who's really good on offense and defense with Wallace, but then you've got the leader in interceptions, one of the top leaders, and Kyrie Brooks, probably one of the best defensive players that Washington has, and he's out of the game and also probably going to miss next week as well.
Yeah, they had the option to appeal, but the likelihood of getting that overturned when there's video evidence, and Tony Allen is fuming over there now, too. We have some major issues going on.
And this looks like they're within the team realm of things, so.
Yeah, it looks like Rockwell and Allen and Roper are all pretty mad. Rockwell's Yeah, they're very irritated with each other right now. And Washington on the other sideline saying, this game is far from over, JD. Jefferson's really got to contain themselves. They had everything going in the first half. They just had a huge score. Man, they came so far over these last 6 weeks, and it could all derail tonight if they're not careful.
Yeah, Jefferson's definitely losing their composure, and you can definitely see that rivalry is true to form. It's not just a makeshift rivalry because they're in the same county, but these guys do not like each other.
Yeah,
at all.
But still, you got to keep it inside the lines, JD. It's just this ridiculous behavior, and it's both these coaches are better than that. They got to really get a control on their guys. But now back to action. It's 1st and 10 from the Washington 45-yard line. Big drive for them with 1:28 left to go in this third quarter.
So for Jefferson, I would say that's a bigger loss for Jefferson because you're talking about one of your better offensive and defensive players, where Brooks is just primarily a defensive player. He doesn't play offense. So definitely more of an impact there on the Cougars side. But then, this game, depending on what the outcome, we're only a minute 28 left in the third quarter, but it impacts the next week's game in the playoff, the first round of the playoffs, even more. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, so Benner and Wallace both being out next week for the first round. And it's not going to be no easy contest. I mean, Jefferson, if they come out and win this game, obviously puts themselves in a good position to have an advantage over whatever opponent they play. But, man, losing two of your, one of your best defensive players and, has a claim for being the number one receiver, Mar Wallace, it's very tough to overcome. And I know Herrick cannot be happy about that.
So now the officials are discussing something else, and it doesn't look like a lot of the Cougars players are very happy, so we're going to wait and see what the decision is here. So we have a representative from the Cougars running to the locker room, I believe, to bring Wallace back out here. So apparently it's possible they threw the wrong player out, but it definitely was Wallace and Brooks that were tied up with each other.
Athletic director. You don't see that very often. Something huge is going on here.
Yeah, David Vines, the AD for Jefferson, is walking out. He literally walked from the one end zone clear out to the middle of the field. You don't see the AD usually out on the field discussing with the officials what's going on.
And it's terrible to make it like this, but if that first personal foul was actually on Dikeem Drake, and now that it's almost like the officials are talking about possibly rescinding the ejection of Wallace and throwing out Dikeem Drake, and this is just ludicrous out here, JD. The officials really got to get this under control.
Yeah, I don't even know what is going on right now.
It's been about a minute 28 for about an hour and 28 minutes.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it. Come on here for these Cougars.
As the PA announcer gets the Cougar crowd pumped up, the energy's still at all-time high.
Yeah, get them in it, Robert. Get them in it. Let's go. Come on, we need some excitement here. Too much. That was almost a 10-minute delay there in the game. Some of us like to go home and.
First game, every game. Let's go. We have first down for the Patriots.
So 1st and 10. Ball is on the Patriots' 45-yard line. Thompson and A.J. Lopez in the backfield. The handoff goes to Lopez. Trayvon Ledbetter makes the initial hit, but tackled there by Jackson Rockwell. So I tell you, these are some generous spots. I don't see from our vantage point, and we're right here on the 47, 48-yard line. He might have gotten a yard, 2 at the most. They're giving him almost a 4-yard gain here, 3 yards at least.
Yes, and listen, I know how tough it is to be an official, but this just hasn't been the best officiating night, at least in my opinion.
So 2nd and 7 now for the Cougars as we're under a minute here in this third quarter. Thompson will hand it to Lopez. Lopez bounces it outside. He's got some room to run, cuts it back up the middle. He's got enough for the first down inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line for A.J. Lopez. So once again, the Patriots continue to keep the ball on the ground, picking up first downs and big chunks of yards.
And here comes Casey checking back in the game. Oh, now Casey's coming back out.
Between Casey and Lopez, and you've got Thompson mixed in a little bit, had a couple runs earlier in the third quarter. So I don't expect the Patriots to really be throwing a whole lot the rest of this half.
Unless they're forced to. This is
Lopez again, straight up the middle. A good gain on first down, tackled there by number 11, Brady Roberts. So that's going to do it for the third quarter here at Cougar Stadium, where the Cougars hold a 27-13 lead over the Washington Patriots. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
High schools streamed their game, and we just asked that you let our home team, myself, Jared Ferguson, the agent, Dylan Brewer, and our office manager, Yatna Almonte, help you and your home team. We have an office manager that is bilingual.
También hablamos español. Puedes llamarnos para una cotización gratis.
We're also a proud sponsor of the Berkeley County Youth Flag Football League. Jared Ferguson State Farm. Protect your life.
And we are back here to start this fourth quarter of play. We've had a lot of action going on in that third quarter.
A lot of action, a lot of drama, man.
Flags, some ejections, some scoring by Washington and Jefferson, a little bit of everything. 2nd and 4 for the Patriots. Lopez takes the handoff. He's near the first down. They're going to be a yard or two short. They're going to mark him right at the 30. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 now for the Patriots.
Yeah, my mom's texted me during the little break and said, man, it feels like I'm watching a soap opera. And I couldn't agree anymore with her. It's hopefully this fourth quarter is a little less drama-free other than the football.
I don't know if they even should line up and shake hands after the game. You know, I mean, you want good sportsmanship, but somebody might get punched.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But hopefully they leave it in between the lines.
Right. I think the coaches will get a good handle on it there at the end of the game. Read option, keeps it straight up the middle. Thompson, I don't think, got the first down. He's going to be close. I think they're going to mark him a yard or so short. So it's going to bring up 4th and about 1.
And again, a huge play. Washington's converted on 2 other 4th downs. With 10:57 left to go. Not necessarily clock's not your enemy at this point, but it's getting there.
So we'll see what the Cougars have. They can hold here on 4th down. 2 receivers to each side. Allen Casey in the backfield. Man in motion is Terry Ray. Fake the handoff. Goes to Allen.
He got it.
I don't know if he got it or not. I think he's short.
Yeah,
great defense there. Brady Roberts in there on the tackle for the Cougars. And that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yep, official word. That first down, Jefferson.
That was huge. A huge, huge stop there by the Cougars defense.
And Jefferson's going to want to go out here and put this game away, start toting the rock. I would not expect to see another pass, but you truly don't know with Coach Hunter. And now only having those 2 timeouts, down 2 possessions now, really might come back to haunt you, JD.
So we're going to make a correction. We had mentioned that number 12 for Washington had been ejected. He did receive his first personal foul, but still remains in the game. The reason number 3, Demarius Wallace, was ejected because that was his second personal foul in the game, so he had to go. But Brooks is still in for Washington.
Yeah, that's huge for Washington if they want any chance.
Does that mean they're out next week too? I don't know if it's a whole game or half game. That's whole game. It's ejection. It's this game and the next game. That's crazy. It don't matter if you get ejected in the first quarter or the last 30 seconds.
So we'll see how Jefferson attacks this, JD. Obviously 10:21 left to go in this ball game. Both sides are desperate to get a win. I mean, if you win, it pretty much clinches a home playoff game. You know, the loser of this game will sit around and watch the scoreboard again tonight. So
depends on how far Washington drops. They're sitting at 7 right now. So if they only drop one spot, they still could host.
And there's a false sides right there, and that's what plagued them all last week.
Yeah, so that's an encroachment there on the Patriots. So be 1st and 5 now for the Cougars. So 1st and 5, Herrick back to throw. He's looking for Tony Allen. The ball's tipped away. Underthrown ball. Could have been intercepted there by Brooks.
And that's, I know Coach Hunter is always going to be aggressive, and that's, you know, how they put up so many points. When you're in this position right here, up 2 scores, you know, you want to drain some clock. I wouldn't want to give the ball back to Washington until it's underneath about 7-6 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. 2nd and 5. Keep the ball on the ground. Run this clock. You're up 2 scores. No reason to put the ball in the air unless you absolutely need to.
They do know, though, one more touchdown at Mike Tyson night punch. So
absolutely, I agree. 3 scores is too insurmountable. As Tayshawn Roper takes the handoff, trips and falls down. Might have gained a yard, or it looks like they're going to mark him right around the line of scrimmage. So
yeah, they didn't give him anything right there. We've seen on the other side, though, that we've seen some spots that have been kind of questionable. But, you know, 3rd and 5 right here, Washington they have to get off the field right here. This is do or die for them.
So 3 receivers to the far side. Roper in the backfield. Herrick, they're going to swing it to Roper again. Roper gets to the corner, throws it up. There goes Tayshawn Roper inside the 40, the 30, 20. He's going to score as Roper crosses the goal line for the Cougars touchdown.
And that's a night. With 9:30 left to go, and now a 3-possession game. And that's what plagued Washington all night. They could not keep contained, JD. They allowed him to get outside, and with his speed, he finally broke one deep.
Tayshawn Roper with the 67-yard catch and run for the score, and you showed off that speed of Tayshawn Roper. And like I said, Drew, we talked about that earlier. That play worked, and he almost scored earlier in the second half, and now he did score on a long touchdown run here in the 4th quarter. You know, run that a couple more times in the first half, and we might really have a blowout on our hands.
Yeah, and now Jefferson's going for 2, obviously Ledbetter with his ejection. Yeah, this score it's kind of getting a little out of hand, but I truly believe that these teams are a lot more competitive than what the scoreboard is saying. Obviously, we saw Washington, how they came out in the second half. You know, they just didn't start fast enough, and I think that really plagued them. And you know, it's not over till it's over, but 3 scores in 9 minutes with only 2 timeouts, and take a Goliath-like performance.
Yeah, and Jefferson kind of stumbled coming out the second half. You know, they allowed Washington to put 2 quick scores up, and now we have another. Oh, it's a delay of game. Well, and you know, I don't mind that at all because it looked like they were going to be lining up for 2. I don't like that they continue to let the play clock run down, and that's a personnel issue, a coaching issue. You got to get the play in for it, because if Herrick doesn't know what the play is, he can't get his guys up to the line of scrimmage to even run it. So, but I'd rather take the 5-yard penalty you're in the driver's seat pretty much, and save that timeout.
Yeah, and this is a big play, though. Obviously, I know it's a really tough way to come back, but if they somehow don't make this extra point and say Washington puts 21 on the board in the fourth, which they have done before, they can mess around and win this game. So this is a huge 2-point conversion for both sides. Yep,
and they don't get it off again. I just don't understand this. I've never seen this. You have 40 or 25 seconds to get a playoff.
Yeah, and realistically, they had about a minute and a half since the score.
I'm just.
And again, still you should have your play in by now. If you want to be a serious state championship contender, you guys still avoid these miscues.
Well, this will be a long 2-point conversion for the Cougars. Herrick back to throw. He's rolling to this side. He's going to have to get rid of it. He's under a lot of pressure. Down goes Herrick. Can't even get the ball off as he's sacked. And with 9:30 left to go in the game, the score remains 33-13 in favor of the Cougars. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Enclosures Unlimited is a family-owned and operated glass company that has been serving the Northern Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. areas since 1962.
From the first call to the day your glass is installed, we promise fast, knowledgeable, and friendly service. We are always happy to answer all your questions and work with you to design a space that is beautiful and functional. When you choose to work with us, we will treat you as family.
We can provide an estimate via email or schedule a free in-home measurement and design consultation. Please contact us to get started on your new shower enclosure or glass project today.
And we are back. 9:30 left to go here in this game. Cougars have a 33-13 lead. Drew, give us a quick score update.
Yeah, it's now Martinsburg has scored another. I think it's 38-17 now. So 38 points unanswered.
45. I got 45.
Yeah, 45-17. Sorry, Metro News just a little bit behind. So 45-17, 45 points unanswered. Springwell is up 19-0 going into the fourth quarter, and Parkersburg upset Musselman 29-6 this evening.
Another fumble on the kickoff.
As
Philip Shields has struggled to field that kick tonight. Yeah. Somebody put some slick.
Some bacon grease on that ball.
Yeah, I tell you.
I don't know what. I've never seen so many issues.
I think he's dropped 2 or 3 just himself.
Yeah, I know Coach Ray's going to go back and watch this film, and he's going to see a lot of missed opportunities. And so is Coach Hunter. He's going to see that Herrick didn't play his best game tonight. He's obviously put them in position to win a couple extended plays. But there's a lot of work on for both sides after this game.
Yeah, definitely. They got a lot to clean up before playoffs start, especially penalties. Got to get them under control. Personal fouls, can't do that, especially when playoffs start next week. Thompson has the ball, 1st and 10. Allen Casey to his right. Thompson back to throw, looking for a man. Tries to run. He's still on the run. Makes a couple nice moves. Now he's going to have to tuck it and run. Nice tackle there by number 18, Frank Turk.
Yeah, he ran about 50 yards for 5. So
at some point you got to get rid of it. There's no point even taking that hit. If you don't have a receiver, you run to the sideline, throw it away.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he did pick up a couple yards, but
I mean, at this point in the game, that doesn't matter. You need to get chunk yards. You only
right.
getting 5 yards and ate up about 40 seconds of the clock since the last snap. Yeah, that's not what you want to do when you're down 3 scores.
Two receivers to each side. Allen Casey in the backfield. Thompson back to throw. Looking for a man across the middle. Looking for Jones. That's Javon Jones. Can't make the catch, so it's going to bring 3rd and 6 now for the Patriots with 8:30 left to go in the game.
Yeah, obviously this is 2-down territory. This is the ball game for sure. I mean, it seems like it's already kind of out of reach, but if Washington has any crumble of hope, it comes down to these next 2 plays.
Two receivers now, to each side. Casey still in the backfield. Ball on the 40-yard line. Handoff goes to Alan Casey. He crosses the 40. They're going to mark him at the 41, but well short of the first down. Is going to bring up fourth down. And the only problem I have with that play is if you knew you might try to run, just go ahead and run the ball on third down. You've been running the ball against the Cougars defense this whole second half, right? This whole second half really hasn't been stopped. But then you're going to try, couple pass plays, and one falls incomplete. So if you'd have picked up 3 yards on third down, now you're looking at a 4th and 2, instead of 4th and 5.
Yeah, it's just last-ditch effort, and, man, they're not playing with any intensity right now. After they came out, they were moving the ball really well, high tempo.
Swings it out to Isaiah Beard. Beard makes the catch, but he's well short of the first down. And that ball is going to go back over to the Cougars with 7:37 left to go here in this game. The Cougars take over and are in total control now of the ball game.
Yeah, total control. But with Coach Hunter, he stays aggressive. I mean, he might try to put another point on the board. Obviously, these guys don't really like each other, and he is a respectful coach, but he's going to try to put as many points on the board as possible.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to Washington, he definitely probably would like to score. They've scored over 40 points in the last 4 games. We're going to probably see a heavy dose of Tayshawn Roper here. Handoff goes to Roper. Roper spins his way, hits hard there by Alan Casey. He might have picked a yard up on the play.
And I know you want to have you want to run the ball right here, but are you sure you want to put Tayshawn Roper with 7 minutes left to go in a game? Yeah, with down 20, Washington has nothing to lose. They're going to try to hit him with everything they got. Sometimes you got to protect the player against the player. I would set Roper down and have him ready and fresh for next week.
Yeah, I mean, Roper's already got over 100 yards and a rushing touchdown. He has over 100 yards receiving and a receiving touchdown. You don't have anything left. They swing it out to Tony Allen. Tony Allen dances his way inside the 40 to around the 38-yard line. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 now for the Cougars.
It looks like there's an Allen. If Allen's hurt, that's no good. Well, he got back up on his feet. But without Mar Wallace next week, Tony Allen's going to be the feature receiver. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on this team.
Yeah, they definitely need Allen. They've tried to hit him deep a couple times, and the ball was, well defended. 1 pass interference. But you definitely haven't seen those deep plays and those big plays from the receivers that we've typically been seeing the last couple of weeks. So credit to that Patriots defense. That secondary's done a good job on Allen and Wallace and Rockwell.
Yeah, and Washington actually on the defensive line has really got more push in this second half. Obviously, still had a couple offsides and encroachment penalties, so they still got a lot to clean up.
Allen, so that's Roper trying to bounce it outside, cuts it back up. He definitely wants to stay in bounds and keep that clock running, but he's going to be close. Yeah, he got a first down. So we've got another player down. I don't know. See if that's Roper. It is Roper.
And that's what I was saying. You need to get him out. And now they got Moomaw in, but Roper does not need to take any more hits until it's playoff time.
You're right. I agree. There's no sense in it, and nothing good is going to come of playing Tayshawn Roper here the rest of this game.
And Roper definitely looks like he's got some discomfort on the sideline, was kind of holding his back. Hopefully he's still all good to go for the playoffs because they're definitely going to need him.
So empty set. Herrick's going to take it himself straight up the middle. Nice gain on first down from Dylan Herrick as he picks up 6 on the play down to the 25-yard line.
And now you got to protect Herrick. He just took a mean shot right there. You got this game well controlled, up 3 scores, and Herrick's obviously hobbling a little bit down,
he's
too.
He's definitely in some discomfort for sure.
And that was the way his body ricocheted right there. He got hit in the back while he was going forward. we got to do everything we can to make sure those guys stay healthy. Give the ball to Mumal. It's senior night. 5 minutes left to go. Let him punch it in. Storybook ending for the regular season.
Yeah, I agree. Herrick swings it out to Allen. They're going to try to put more points on the board with Allen. He gets tackled out of bounds hard there by Allen Casey. They were about 4 yards out of bounds, but no flag on the play, as it looks like the contact came within the field of play. Just kind of both players fell well out of bounds. But that does stop the clock, and Allen should have tried to, at least cut inside. No, they're going to wind the clock. So 3rd and 2 for the Cougars. And I'm like you. I'd like to see Braylon Mumal get a couple carries here.
Yeah, it's 3rd down. I mean, I just would not want Herrick to even get touched again the rest of this game.
Mumal takes the handoff straight up the middle as Mumal picks up the 1st down. Down close to the 15. They're going to mark him around the 16-yard line. So a good gain there by Braylon Mumal.
Yeah, and now 4:30 left to go in this game. Like I said, you want to protect Herrick, you want to protect all your guys. Ending on a 6-game winning streak. Really incredible way to finish out this regular season for this Jefferson Cougar football team. We look back for week 1, after a 50-0 drubbing against Spring Mills, and they could have packed it up right then and there. I know it had to be hard to go back to school, but these guys have really turned it up.
Mumal again. 1st down, picks up 4 on the play, down inside the 15, and marking him around the 13-yard line. So Cougars starting to knock on the door again, and I'm like you. I'd like to see the senior Braylon Mumal get into the end zone, not to run up the score, but just to give the senior, who's backed up Tayshawn Roper the whole season, doesn't see a lot of action, but has had to see some action as Roper's been banged up a few games this year, and he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, obviously there's levels, and Roper's clearly the number 1 back, but Mumal is very serviceable. I mean, there's a couple other schools in the area he could have went to and got some consistent playing time.
Herrick's putting it in the air again. He's got a receiver in the corner of the end zone.
Yep.
Makes the catch for the touchdown.
Rockwell.
Jackson Rockwell. So the Cougars not holding back at all. Thought Coach Hunter would want to kind of just take the easy way out and walk away here with a win, but
yeah, and that's Herrick's 3rd touchdown of the night, and has to push his total over about 32 to 33 touchdowns. We don't have that exact number, but speaking to him last week and the touchdowns that he's had this week, I mean, hey, he's playing phenomenal right now, JD. Even not even having his best game tonight.
Right, he definitely missed on a few, but definitely still having a really good night for most quarterbacks.
Yeah, and we'll see how Washington rebounds from this. Obviously, it's a very tough defeat. They found themselves in a big hole. They crawled back in the second half, just ran out of gas. And Braylon Holmes should be back next week. Hopefully that gives them another option, because I truly think
the kick is up, and it is good with 3:23 left to go. Your score, the Jefferson Cougars 40, the Washington Patriots 13, and we're going to take another commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Here at the barn, we have been making dreams come true since 1972, where we help women feel their most beautiful for any occasion, from pageant, homecoming, and prom gowns to walking down the aisle in the perfect wedding gown alongside their bridesmaid and their family. Stop by to meet your stylist today to find an affordable gown, and we do offer layaway.
Welcome to Cookies and Milk Child Care Center. We have 2 locations conveniently located in Kearneysville and Martinsburg. Our mission is to be the leading provider of higher quality care and education services for children ages 6 months to 12 years of age. We provide the highest quality child care available at an affordable cost. For more information, contact us at 304-901-2961.
And we are back here at Cougar Stadium as the Cougars now extend their lead to 40-13 over the Patriots with 3:23 left to go in the game. Jonathan Paneris set to kick it away for the Cougars. He's done a great job on those pooch kicks all night.
And it was fielded. Wow, that was the first well-fielded.
Tavon Jones on the receiving. He cuts it upfield. He's got a little room near the 45-yard line as Javon Jones.
And it looks like Washington's bringing out some of their subs. I guess they're packing it home as well. It's like Michael Thompson is coming out of the game. Yeah, and that's good. Both sides should be emptying their benches right now. Hopefully they have good sportsmanship in the post-game handshakes. But I think we have a player of the game we want to announce, JD.
Yeah, player of the game tonight. I mean, well-deserved. Number 6, Tayshawn Roper, over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. So Roper, he was my player to watch tonight. I kind of had a feeling that Roper had a chip on his shoulder coming into the game, being senior night. His last home game,
possibly,
barring playoffs, his last regular season home game on Jefferson's field. So I think that he stepped up tonight big for the Cougars, and he's well-deserving of our home team sports player of the game tonight.
Yeah, and there's been other times this season, too, where he's definitely been in consideration. Just hasn't brought it home, but his best overall game of the season right before the playoffs, and hopefully he is healthy because, man, this Jefferson Cougars team can be a really tough out here in November.
There's 2nd and 6. Athey takes it straight up the middle, goes Kyle Athey. Nice-looking run, but he loses the football, and it's picked up by a Cougar.
Yeah, $1 million move and two cent finish right there, man.
Tony Allen might have scooped that up, or Trayvon Ledbetter. I forget who it was. Trayvon Ledbetter had a scoop and score last week as well.
You got an eye for the ball right now, don't he?
But I tell you what, though, hey, Kyle Athey looked good running that football right there. Had a little burst of speed.
Yeah, and Washington probably might regret that a little bit, not maybe incorporating him with his mobile ability. But, turn the ball over right there, it's unfortunate. Young player, he'll bounce back.
Definitely. 2:25 left to go, and the Cougars take over. And it'll be Harrison Garrett, number 12 at quarterback, replacing Dylan Herrick. Get a couple young guys in the game, get them some game time experience.
Yeah, and good for them. I mean, little Herrick out there, sure his brother's happy to see him. Well-deserved. And there's another encroachment call. And it's been that type of night for Washington, JD.
Yeah, it definitely has. They've just been riddled with penalties the last couple weeks, and it just continues. Let's hope they can get that cleaned up before the playoffs start next week, because once the playoffs start, all that foolishness, all those personal fouls, all that kind of crazy stuff that's going on tonight is out the window. And you better make sure you let your players know that first thing beginning of next week in practice.
Yeah, and these two teams could see each other again. I mean, I know it's a 40-13 game right now, but it's kind of out of the way early. Obviously, both these teams would make adjustments again. But I'll tell you what, I'd love to see this in playoff football right here.
Yes, Moomaw pushes ahead. He's going to be a couple yards. Looks like he got more than that. I don't know where they're spotting it, but it's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. So 2nd and 2. So we're inside of 2 minutes now to go here in the game. So Moomaw picks up enough for the first down. Out to about the 48-yard line. The clock continues to run. 1:30 with the running clock. Cougars getting a few extra substitutions in the games. Brady Roberts will take a seat. We've got Trayvon Ledbetter here on the outside and Jamari Jenkins in the slot. Braylon Moomaw and Harry Garrett. Garrett will hand off to Moomaw. Moomaw straight up the middle. Nice gain of maybe 6 on the play. Well, they're going to give him 5. So 2nd and 5 as we are under a minute to go here in this game. Following the game, we'll momentarily have our home team sports player of the game, Tayshawn Roper. So the Cougars should just have to run one more play, and that'll do it. As Garrett lets the clock run down as much as he can on the play clock. Takes the snap, hands it to Moomaw. Moomaw's going to try to bounce it outside. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage as he'll lose about 4 yards. But that's going to do it here from Cougar Stadium, where the Jefferson Cougars walk away with a 40-13 lead or win over the Washington Patriots. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our home team sports player of the game, Tayshawn Roper.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
Hello, everyone. Now is your opportunity to transform your home with D. Gills After Paints, the experts in interior hardware, shelving, and finish carpentry. Whether it's a new construction or a residential renovation, we bring precision and artistry to every project. Our priority? Efficiency and transparency. At D. Gills After Paints, we will keep you informed every step of the way. And with free estimates, there's no reason to wait. Let us bring your vision to life. D. Gills After Paints, crafting your dream spaces with care.
I understand that each client is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me.
Guys, we were back. We'd like to apologize. Our video is out at the moment, but I'm J.D. Fritz, and I'm still here with the home team sports player of the game, Tayshawn Roper. Congratulations, man. How do you feel after tonight's win?
I feel good just to get the game over with. Just way to finish the game and just keep the team together and way to get out with the win.
Yeah, it got a little shaky. Although you had over 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving, a couple touchdowns, but things almost got a little bit out of hand there in the second half. What did you do as a senior leader on this team to try to calm your teammates down there in that situation?
Just trying calm them down. Tell them we got to fight for more next week in the playoffs, so we didn't want our players to not be able to play next week. So just trying to calm them down, tell them keep the composure.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like you might be without Mar next week. But so what's the game plan? Not sure who you guys are going to play. So what's going to be the game plan coming in for the first round of the playoffs next week?
We're just going to stick to the same game plan we do. Just next man got to pick up, and he's going to have to learn everything and just keep rolling from here.
So for you, at this point in the season, banged up a little bit earlier in the season, how do you feel right now?
I feel pretty good. I feel healthy, and I'm just ready to keep playing more football.
Yeah, you definitely looked really good. Looked like you had that burst back again. But we're not going to keep you up here too long. You go down and celebrate with your team. Once again, congratulations, Tayshawn, Home Team Sports Player of the Game. And thanks for joining us, man.
You too. Thank you.
And we are back here real quick. Got my broadcast partner, Drew. Drew, we're just going to close it out tonight. Jefferson with a big 40-13 win here over Washington. Looking forward to the playoffs next week. Not sure who they're going to play. What do you like to see?
I think, man, Tayshawn Roper, obviously, player of the game tonight, really started getting involved, and I think that adds a whole other element for this Jefferson team. I think defensively they really starting to figure it out as well, too. Obviously, they might have a couple pieces missing next week, but this team is just as dangerous as anybody going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. We're not going to keep everybody too long. We get this broken down and head home. So the game took a little bit longer, but we appreciate you guys adjusting with our a couple miscues and our technical difficulties at the beginning of the game, and here as well with our video not playing. But we appreciate everybody joining us every single week, guys, and hopefully you'll tune in next week. We'll be right here at Jefferson High School. Not sure who the opponent's going to be, so tune in for that this coming week. We appreciate all my crew. I'm J.D. Frisk with Drew Pitzer. Good night and God bless everyone.
Good night, everyone.
You haven't been able to reach an actual person? Goosehead Insurance will help. Neil Powell is committed to helping you and the community get great coverage from a local agent who will answer your call. In Martinsburg, call Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance at 304-707-3549. He will customize a policy based on your needs. Call Neil Powell at Goosehead Insurance today, 304-707-3549.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Adkins, Sales and Finance Director at Opequon Motors of Martinsburg. Join myself and Home Team Sports TV as we lead the charge into the 2024-2025 high school football season, presented by the all-new GMC Hummer EV.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the